Hey, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Let's do it.
Yeah, we are right.
Yeah, it's Friday again.
Yes.
Here we are,
Here we are.
episode 20. This
We're
is
alive.
the Irate M's. We made it. I think this is episode 20.
Is it?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it's episode 20.
It is. Dang.
Hey,
Wow.
so something kind of cool. Like usually, like the tip off for any podcast to like really crack,
Yeah.
you have to go at it for like a year.
Yes.
So there's some we may have a deal with Let's Get Into It podcast on the other podcast. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What? Okay.
So we'll find out after this week
A deal.
a deal.
Okay.
Like one
I
of those
like deals.
podcast network deals.
Yeah, I like
that'd be
deals.
dope.
Yeah, so that's cool.
Okay.
So anyways, I think we have something good here though. You know what I mean?
Wow, that's
We have
how many episodes over there?
We're
like
56.
56?
Yeah, 56 or 57, yeah.
Less
it-
than a year.
But
Wait a
that's a
minute.
year. That's a year.
That's
It's actually
awesome.
been longer than a year.
Really?
Yeah, because 52 weeks, I mean,
Yeah.
is a year. But I think we're at 55, 56. But we had a couple extra weeks, and we didn't do shows for like maybe
I
a
feel
few
ya.
weeks.
Every now
So
and then.
it's like
Oh, over a year. You're
yeah,
right,
over a year. So anyways, but
Wow.
I think we can do the same here. And I know that
Oh, for sure.
we've got a lot of interest, man, in this show.
I was gonna get my notice today, but
Oh, since
Well,
we're
that
changing
scratch
gears,
that.
since we're changing gears. But yeah, no,
That's good news, man.
yeah, and those guys are good guys, Mark Roberts and Teddy. So,
what's up, Mark?
what's up?
What's up?
Yeah.
What's up?
Teddy?
I
Mark?
don't know you, Mark. What's up?
He's a good guy.
Mark's a good guy.
Teddy's a
Good
good guy
family.
too.
Teddy's a good dude.
Good hearts.
That's what's up.
I see those guys all the time. Those are my other buddies besides
Yeah.
you guys.
Young De Niro.
Young engineer. That's a strong
Yeah.
statement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does he live up to it?
Yeah. You should
Some
see
big
him.
shoes to
You should
fill.
see him when he was younger.
That's what I'm referring to.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
what he looked
yeah.
like.
Yeah, the young De Niro.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
Like almost like
Yeah,
he could have
young.
replaced him and
Young De Niro.
slap a mole. Do you have a mole, Teddy? I don't remember a mole on your face.
I don't think so.
Just slap a mole like
Slap- oh,
Cindy
there you go.
Crawford.
Chico, you got the wig going on today, dude.
Oh, I know.
That
Look
wig
at
is
this. Look at
that
this.
wig is popping today.
I look like a Victory Outreach church member.
I used to be just like you.
Oh,
I changed my
remember that
ways.
song we we're listening to? What's the song? Tupac. When we were kids. What's the name of the song we were listening to last night? Me and you. Oh man, I forgot the name. Jonah
guys
knows
were
what I'm talking
singing.
about. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't
that's
know.
what I look like with this. Yeah, man,
It's tight though.
longest I've had it in a while.
And like how long?
Jeez, I don't even know, but
Yeah,
Like years?
it's up there.
years. Yeah, I used to be. I only had like 3 or 4 on top, 5 maybe, 6 when I went wild. But this is like at a 12 right now.
I think it's longer.
It goes
than
like
mine,
this
dude.
high.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
I know
mean-
it is. Oh, it is for
Wow.
sure.
That's
Dude, it goes
like-
like this high.
Yeah.
How high?
Like this high.
Oh dang.
Yep.
Damn.
Let's see. Oh yeah. Mine's
I used to
pretty-
be there too.
Mine's. Oh yeah, Travis is high.
But I still, you know, look at.
Oh yeah. You got the.
Like,
Oh, yeah, you did look like you from Victory Outreach. That's tight.
The
From-
pastor of Victory Outreach.
From Homeboy Industries.
Jesus!
if,
Who is that guy?
if you guys don't know what Victory Outreach on the East Coast,
Oh, it's everywhere.
East
they probably got a similar name like Shackled Ministries.
Unshackled.
Unshackled.
It's,
Yeah,
one- it's
some-
one of those.
Victory.
So what it is like all the cholos and
No, I
the
know
and
exactly
no,
what it
but
is.
people who don't know, it's like the
Oh,
cholos
yeah.
and reformed like gang members.
Yeah.
They start going
The
back
one
to church,
on,
and they create an organization,
Chicago, right?
exactly.
and they like hand out tracts and flyers.
But the one on
Be like, hey,
Chicago.
come to the church tomorrow. eh?"
exactly
Yeah.
like that.
I did a white man.
And then
yeah,
like
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
like when I've been approached by them like in the parking lot or whatever, like you think like he's gonna hit you up for like some money or
Yeah.
to fight or hey Holmes,
Hey, God loves you, bro.
yeah,
Yeah.
It's like the most sincere thing
For
ever
real.
from like
Yeah.
the most uncertain looking individual.
Very true. Very
I
Oh.
don't
true.
see them as much anymore though. I feel like they used to be around more before, but maybe
Hey,
I'm just not in.
They're online now, Holmes.
You know, oh.
Yeah. No, but you know what? You know what?
www.
You know, you know what really blew up was Homeboy Industries.
Homeboy Industries.
For
Okay,
real.
yeah. Is that they do food and all that too?
They do
right?
everything,
yeah, that's
bro.
Right.
They have their own
That's right.
clothing T-shirt line now.
What city?
It's in L.A. It's like
Uh,
close to Fairfax and shit.
So Homeboy Industries is like, let's get into a podcast, and Victory Outreach is like us right now. They got the deal.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but they have like now like Trejo goes over there and goes
Big
kicks
names,
it with
right?
those guys and like
Trail.
yeah,
Oh,
Danny
with the
Trejo. Those
tacos.
you know Emilio Rivera. They go kick it with those fools and
That's
like
what's up.
they'll talk about
They made it.
they'll talk about God, eh?
Yeah.
But no, that's cool, man. Anyways, I don't know how we got off on that shit, but oh,
No, no.
you're
My hair,
Oh,
your
your
hair.
hair.
my haircut.
Hey, God loves you, eh? Jesus Christ.
3 flowers. Jesus Christ.
Oh man. So what's popping, man? Trav, Christian, what's new this week, dude?
There's a lot of shit that's new this week.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I haven't been watching the news.
I know, right?
You can't get away from it.
It's like
Well, personally,
yeah,
you know, life is good. Nothing's really changed.
nothing's affected you directly.
Nothing's affected me directly. You know, like serious wise. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But I think everybody else is affected. But I'm kind of confused. Are they really affected? Or are they just kind of like, you know?
There's a lot of different categories that people are.
Yeah, there's a lot of different angles that I see. That are, some people are like serious about their angles. Some people are just jumping on the bandwagon.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are just destructive people.
Mhm.
There's so many different
Clout.
types.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely the clout chasers. But that's the society we're in. So
That's true.
It hasn't changed. The only thing that
Yeah.
makes it distinguishable is well,
Subject?
no, I'm sorry. What makes it easy to distinguish people's characters is actually what they're doing now.
Right.
Yeah, so
Your
like
true colors will show.
exactly.
Yeah,
So you can
no,
always
like-
see who's got what in their heart.
When they make that
Right.
Drew Brees comment, be like, "Hey, but you were
What's
marching."
up with the
You know what I mean?
Drew Brees comment?
Yo, man.
I didn't really want to dig into
That's
a
how
lot of
that's how they'll
negative
be
stuff.
found out. You know.
Yeah, but for me, like I give it up to Drew Brees.
Yeah?
He shouldn't apologize for that shit.
What
To-
did
So
you
what
gotta
he
enlighten me a
so
little
what he did, I mean, you know, Drew Brees is one of the biggest names in the NFL.
Okay.
He's a great quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a lot of great NFL feats under his belt.
Right.
What he did, he said, you know, I don't feel like I should have to kneel to anybody in regards to my country or anything like that.
Is this about the Kaepernick thing?
No. It's just in regards to
What's going on now?
how everybody are like wanting to kneel
Mm-hmm.
because you're black, or
For
just
the NFL.
No. Because of their white privilege. Because of the white privilege, people around him and around everyone else think
Right.
they have to kneel to black people and to say sorry for my white privilege. And it was kind of one of those things. And someone asked
Right.
him, and he said, "I don't really think I should be able to or have to
Everybody has their own opinion.
have
That's
to
cool for
have to
him.
bow." And
Right.
he got some flack for that because he said that hey, I cherish the American flag and
Right.
This
This has to do with it. I don't think it has to do with what's going on now. This is directly, like, in the same context as the Kaepernick thing. The kneeling started with Kaepernick. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, the kneeling now is a whole different thing. I think the whole kneeling thing was the Kaepernick thing. And if you don't want to apologize, that's your life.
But he did, and it kind of
Why did he apologize if he didn't feel like that?
because he was getting quote unquote canceled by.
Right.
But see, fuck
Yeah.
cancel culture.
Cancel
Also,
culture.
fuck that.
Yeah.
Who's right is it to say that you can't say anything or you can't do anything?
His
You can't-
apology was a video, bro.
You can't act a certain way.
You can, but you also have to
outside of
take
hate.
Okay, put it like this. So I'm not a fan of cancel culture at all.
Me
I
either.
think it's a low key way of bullying.
Right.
You know what I
It
mean?
is.
But-
It's, yeah.
There's also a collective perspective.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
That a lot of people, some people are strong enough to go against it, and be like, no, this is how I feel. I don't care, and I'll feel this way till the day I die. There's very few people that are confident enough to do that. But there's also people that are in a position where you think you have 1,000% freedom, But then when your sponsors are calling you, when your coaches are calling you, when your teammates are calling you, when your wife's mom is calling you, all of a sudden you see that your opinion is adjacent to more than just your own freedom. You feel me? So I can see how someone of that stature, great quarterback, whatever, would fold under that pressure. But you also have to, respect other people's point of view. And that's what the country's all about. If a racist person is across from you and they're saying, "Oh, well, I feel this way," okay, that's good for you.
Yeah.
Remind me not to come to your Thanksgiving dinner.
And that's fine.
Yeah,
that's fine. Everyone can agree to disagree. I think that's what we're missing. I think we can agree to disagree with everything these days, seriously, because now everybody's taking their disagreement as a backhanded insult or backhanded.
Just start wars.
Yeah,
you have to.
Yeah, everything is. Everything has a motive behind it. Like, no, bitch, my motive is to live free and be brave.
But what do you think feels more threatening? Your motive to be free, or something someone feels like is a issue that they can't even get any relief from?
The second one.
So it's like,
so that second one is kind of parallel with being entitled to.
Right. Yeah. Like, you want your freedoms, but there's someone saying that, hey, that's all good, but like, can I get that same amount of freedom?
But I don't feel entitled to my freedom. That's the difference between people.
Explain.
Who. Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm saying people are entitled to. Okay, the ones that are having issues right now, and then not to say that I don't, but I'm saying that people who are really having issues with the backhanded fucking cancel culture and all those insults and backhanded bullying. There you go.
Yeah. It's like low key. It's like, that's what you're doing. You're bullying.
Yeah, but they feel entitled to say, hey, no, this is my world.
Right.
And, you have to drink a soy latte Monday through Friday. And then Saturday, Sunday, you can drink regular coffee with creamer.
Exactly, because milk is bad.
Yes, and it goes deeper and deeper and deeper. And that's
once you take away one small bit of course, freedom of speech, you're usually really taking away a whole lot.
And it usually never comes back. And so that's kind of what is being trying to explode right now. Right. Now all these people are coming out of the woodwork saying, hey, you know what? That's I don't believe in America. I don't believe in. That's like that's okay. What's the slogan for like Antifa?
Make America Great.
No, it's like no walls.
What's funny is I didn't even know what Antifa was until about a week ago.
Oh wow.
Yeah, never because I don't follow.
Well, they raise their head during crisis times. That's the thing.
They pop out like gophers, huh?
Yes, that's the thing. Because when everything's going smooth, they're bringing all these. They're training all these kids and college people. It
sounds like they're just antagonizers.
Exactly. No, these are the guys say, hey, no.
Financial.
Yeah. Okay, so these guys are financial advisors, professors, college students, and all their friends.
Where does their anger come from then? It sounds like they got a good life.
It is. That's what that's what it is. It's entitlement.
Where do you think their anger is coming from?
Brainwash, being brainwashed and coached, and
it's just they don't want. What's the fucking slogan? It's no walls, no borders, no USA, or no walls, something, no USA at all, something like that.
They just want to see everything burn.
They want. They want it. They don't want a democracy.
Right. Kind of like a Fight Club type group.
Yeah.
I mean, that's basically what they were doing. They were trying to bring down the system financially to create some type of like restart button. Yeah, it sounds like they're kind of like the Fight Club type of vibe.
Well, it's that socialist vibe. Like we should all be the same, but the same is not being free and not being brave. We're all gonna be pussies and sit here on our ass and fucking. Tell each other, you're doing a good job. Basically, it's one big participation trophy for everybody. Right. Like, no, bitch, we're not in the same. We're not in the same wavelength in regards to how we think. Because I want to win. I don't know about you guys. Like, I'm not here to lose. However, that.
Yeah, I love the. Before I go in on what I think. Before I go into what I think America does wrong, I'm going to talk about what I like about America. You dig? There's a lot of things that attracts other people from other countries to America. The type of freedom that we have is a special type of freedom. But that's on the surface.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? That's all like, you know, from what you can see, what you see on TV, what you see in the news, what you hear from people coming to visit. Like that's like when your family has guests over. Mm-hmm. You dig? You put on your best clothes. You're on your best behavior.
Clean,
you know what I mean? That's what people see when they see America. They see that show from guests that you give to, you know, put your best foot forward. What they don't see is the arguments that go on when your guests leave. You dig? What they don't see is the, you know, the low key bullshit you have to deal with, the arguments between the parents. They don't see that. They don't see how things are fucked up. You know, or, oh, you have to be in a house curfew, but yet this person's staying out. You know, for like the rules aren't even.
Yeah.
You dig?
Yeah.
So all the positives that we get to enjoy are also hiding a lot of the negatives that no one ever wants to talk about. So I see all the different angles that are coming out right now, but the number one focus of all this anger and of all this uprising came from one event. And when you keep bringing up all these different events, it takes away from what originally sparked this whole thing.
Yeah.
You know
America's got like the worst case of attention deficit disorder ever.
And we're built like that.
Yeah, and that's it. I mean, everybody wants the newest, the next best thing, and you know what movement. I didn't catch this movement, but there's gonna be one next week, so I'm gonna ride that wave, and then that one's gonna get old, and then we're gonna get the other one next time. But I was reading right now the Antifa one was no borders, no walls, no USA
borders, no
at
walls, all. No USA
at all.
Okay.
Yeah. So that come on.
It's
sad.
That has no direction. That's kind of weird.
Yeah, but it's sad. If you said that today in, you know, okay, that's not today, maybe like 20 years ago, and you said that in your class, hey, how do you feel about that? No borders, no walls, no USA at all. Come on. Let's keep it real.
I'm like, honestly, I want to share the
be like,
anger,
what the fuck?
but I didn't even know who they were until a week ago.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not, like, name one major event that they took credit for that affected a state, a city, anything.
Well,
it's any kind of major way.
Well, they've been in all the riots that have been taking place, even like the last one, the Freddie Gray stuff. Yeah, they're there because they want to, you know, make it seem like something else is happening when it's really not. And they want to be just like the Black Lives movement, the Black Lives movement, the Black Lives Matter organization. It's ran by white people. You know what I mean? Like, get the fuck out of here. Yeah. It's all these guys that wanted it. These are the guys that are underlying this whole thing. Is like they want control no matter how they can get it. And so what they're gonna do, they can play the protagonist to you guys and say, hey, we're on your side. Be like, no,
you can see from. But that's the thing is like no one's from everything I'm hearing. No one is being stupid. It's like the little kid hitting you at your kneecap. It's like, yo, get. Like, why are you here?
So
you
this exactly
there's bigger shit to fry.
Exactly.
And you're over here breaking windows.
So I think it's 50-50. The people, some of the people don't care, and they're like, yeah. The other ones would be like, dude, we don't care about that. Like, stop saying that you fucking want to suck our dicks because we don't care. We have nothing. It has nothing to do with you. Yeah. Like, just leave us alone. Let us do our thing. It's like, I'll give you a perfect example was, if you saw the video, I don't know, like on Instagram, they were playing like beer pong upstairs on the second story, and then there was the protest was moving along the streets, and the lights were on, and the white guy's apartment, and then
I didn't see it.
And then some guy went to the white guy was like, yay, to like throwing peace sign through
like
the,
over the balcony
through the window, like hey, and then 2 seconds later a fucking rock, and he was like, hey, we're on your side,
What?
And then two more seconds later, the other one. He's like, what the fuck? That's exactly what I'm talking about. That's the example. Like, nobody cares. Listen, keep your mouth shut.
Okay.
Your actions are going to speak louder than your words.
Right.
And that's the whole thing. Because listen, at the end of the day, Mexicans aren't stupid. Black people aren't stupid. White people aren't stupid. Although they put raisins in coleslaw and shit, but and potato salad. Yeah. But you know what I mean. Listen,
I feel you.
If there's
that's such a small portion of like the feeling that I have about what's going on. It's almost like to me that's like a startup clique.
Yeah.
When we're talking about gang warfare.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. That's like the little homies.
Yeah.
You know, that's little hammer.
Yeah. But I'll give you an example. They've been antagonists in so long. Like now, I mean, they're considered a terrorist group.
Right. You know what I consider a terrorist group?
Yeah.
The KKK. You know what I mean? That's what I consider a terrorist group.
But
the terrorist group like the mafia, the cartel. Those are like serious. You know, you get rid of this group, Antifa. Every problem, 99.9% of the problems in the world are still going to exist.
No.
Yeah.
But that 1% is very, very big. It's huge.
It is, but not as big as certain groups that have more control.
Like who?
The KKK.
The KKK has more pull than anybody that you know, other than Antifa.
No,
I don't think so.
That. I'm just saying that compared to
not
Antifa,
nowadays, huh? I think it's actually switched a little bit, like reversed. Well, not reversed, but you know.
Well, so
are you saying they're kind of obsolete?
Well, media-wise, when was the last time we really seen them in the media?
So
right?
That's where
maybe flip-flops.
Today.
Is what I'm saying.
Today.
Well, no, that's
yeah. Okay.
So
I'll tell you why.
I haven't heard about any for the longest before today.
Lyndon Johnson was in the Ku Klux Klan.
Who?
Yeah.
Lyndon Johnson.
Okay.
Our president.
So the way it works now,
Lyndon Johnson.
Yeah,
Lyndon Johnson.
The way it works now is a lot of times back in the days, the KKK would be your police chief, the governor.
Yeah.
Every white person in power would have some kind of connection to it. So it got to the point where, probably in the 60s, 70s, even in the 50s, it wasn't cool to just walk the streets with a hood or, whatever, badging or whatever. It went underground. You feel me? So a lot of the, the nepotism that you find in the police department in these, southern countries, southern states.
Generation after generation.
Generation after generation, those ties still exist.
Right.
So you're not going to see anybody, scream out, "Hey, I'm part of this."
Right.
It's more of a low key thing.
Right.
So that's what I'm talking about. As far as like threats, that would be more of a threat because you don't see it. It's low key.
Well, here's what happened. The civil rights movement happened. That's what happened.
Oh, and it eradicated it?
It didn't eradicate it, but it kind of put a fence or drew a line in the sand.
Hiding.
It drew a line in the sand. Say, hey, you know what? We're gonna do our thing over
that
here.
Point of view because like that's how a lot of people feel. They feel like, oh, that was done away with back in the days.
Yeah.
And there's two different worlds. You feel me? There's a world that thinks that, and they're like, oh, I'm pretty steadfast, and that's not going on. But like some of the conversations, some of the phrases that I've heard myself at bars.
Yeah.
Some of the
for sure.
No, like literally, like
I know.
I told a story. I forgot who I told it to, but I went to go deliver a car in Cherry Valley, and I didn't recognize by the email that the person I was delivering the car to was a part of this association, and it was clear as day once I did the research and got back to the dealership I was working at. But they're very much alive. Like they ain't go anywhere.
Yeah, but the only difference is the cil rights movement happened. They said, okay, you know what? We can't beat anybody up in public anymore. We can't do any of this on the news. We can't be seen. Well, no, but it's a different cell now. It broke off into some other shit. It went from these families go into say, hey, you know what? Now we're mayors. Let's put our kids through college.
Right.
Let them do that thing. Let them learn. And so it turned into this whole liberal progressive type shit.
So it's like a brand changing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
Okay.
but it's now it's a different university.
Right.
Instead of just Harvard, it's Harvard 2.0.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So now they have their own shit.
Yeah.
They infiltrate their people with their new teachings, and that's fine.
Yeah. It's fine
as long as you don't hurt anybody.
But that's the issue. What do you mean as long as you don't hurt? The
Listen,
ideology is
you
still
can't.
there.
Okay, they
didn't like change.
There's only two ideologies in the world: good and evil. That's it.
Okay.
If you're fucking with evil, then then you deserve all the evil in the fucking world. But if you don't hurt anybody, say, hey, I'm a Satanist. I kill fucking goats in my backyard, and I pray to the devil every night. Hey, listen, I'll have.
So you're saying let them be?
I'll have love for that person for real.
Okay.
Like as long as you don't try to hurt me, then we're good. Like you don't hurt my family, don't do anything, do whatever you want to believe in. That's what we're here for.
But if they do start to hurt people, then
it's a problem.
So that's kind of what's going on.
But then that's where the great place that we live in, the United States of America, where what we need is law and order.
Interesting.
Without law, there is no order.
Okay. Okay.
That's all there is to it. Then it goes backwards. Then you're going past, and
So
you're going
who's
to hop
saying-
that line of the
but
civil
who's-
rights, and
who's-
you're going to go back
who's
into the fucking
proposing
Stone Ages.
The idea of no law and order. Who's proposing that?
They are.
Who's they?
The antagonists.
Right.
It doesn't matter if you're affiliated
Right.
or a brand member of any particular
The
group.
Antifa people.
Fuck, it doesn't matter if you're with
Okay.
them or not. If you have ideologies that are hurting people, then you're fucking wrong.
Right.
Why you want to kill people, and why? Because of their skin or because they live in a certain city.
Right.
It's not about the person who you are. It's the choices that you make.
Right.
You know, it's not the
Right.
color of your skin. It's the choices that you make. It's the character.
Mhm.
Like you can have a black lawyer defending a black criminal. You can
Mhm.
have a Mexican lawyer
Right.
and
So you're trying to say
a
it's
black
not
judge.
about race.
Never.
It's about wrong and right.
Yeah, absolutely. Good and evil. That's what we're here for. There's only
Yeah.
one. There's
Well,
Black-
under good and evil, it
Yeah.
falls under evil, of course.
Right.
yeah.
It's-
Listen,
I wish it was that
I think
simple for me.
I think you're saying like
Yeah.
he's just focusing on that. Like he
No,
obviously
I
knows,
get it. I
but
get
it's
it.
it's a
Yeah.
branch under evil.
It's to me it's a conversation that's so hard to have
Mhm.
that is like in order for you to really have that conversation, there's a level of realness and what's the word I'm looking for? There's a level of uncomfortness that you have to go through
Mhm.
in order to really have that conversation. Because a lot of people
To
want to
have-
chop it up to good and evil.
Yeah, not only have the
Yeah.
conversation, because that's just one step, but
Right.
to understand the conversation from not only
Right.
my point of view,
Right.
but from your point of view,
Right.
your point of view, and we have to come to a happy medium and say, hey, and we've done this ourselves.
Yeah.
Listen, we have things that we can point to and say, hey,
Right.
okay, that's the line.
Yeah.
Now we know. Now we
Right.
understand, and we can grow from this. And now we're
Yeah.
even more mature, and we can understand.
Yeah.
Hey, anytime I hear something else over here that may not sit well with him, I know I'm going to think about
And
it.
that's the way a lot of problems should be handled when it's like the schoolyard incident.
Yeah.
You feel me? That's the way a lot of problems should be handled if it's like a little fender bender and some
Yeah.
anger, some tempers got,
Yeah.
but no one loses their life.
Yeah.
Once people start losing their lives, once people start
changes,
feeling
yeah.
uncomfortable in their own homes,
Mm-hmm.
once people feel like, damn, I'm about to get stopped. Why am I so nervous right
Mhm.
now? Once people feel like, hey, I'm just walking in the store to purchase something, but like I may be accused of something that I can't prove. Once people start to feel like that, then it's no longer just a simple like schoolyard, hey, we should just be good and nice. And it's more of a, what is the issue?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I feel like that, like for the first time in my life,
Yeah.
and I'm a, African American, I haven't ran into a lot of situations that I couldn't handle myself. You know what I mean? Where I had to call like a lawyer or something.
Yeah.
But like for the first time in my life, I feel like we as a country are getting to the point where that conversation is about to be presented like to the table.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it may not mean or feel heavy to a lot of people that don't feel that way or don't feel the excitement for that or don't feel the significance of that. There's a lot of things that happen in history that was very beneficial for African Americans. But the fact that you have to say that a lot of things happen in history that was very beneficial to black people, that statement alone is like, damn, like, well, where the fuck y'all come from? You know what I mean? Imagine if you're talking to someone who's from another planet.
Yeah.
Well, why is that even significant?
Right.
You dig? So the fact that it's significant is what no one wants to talk about.
Yeah.
You feel me? And it's something that like is like a lot of people say, oh, everything's good now. Yeah, it's better. It's good, but there's a lot of things that should have been corrected throughout the time. So
I think
we don't have to have the conversation.
No.
I'm just saying, like,
But
it's heavy.
As
it's not as simple
as mature individuals, I think you should understand, hey, there is something greater than just somebody breaking into a store. There's something greater than why is this white guy spray painting Black Lives Matter on a wall and a black person is getting mad at them.
Right.
Why are they
looting?
Why are they why is a white person removing Black Lives Matter graffiti on a wall? Some people might think that's racist.
That could
you
be
know what I mean?
Yeah, that could
so
go a lot of directions.
So this is
property,
but this is what I'm saying. Now is the time where you can't walk the fence anymore. You got to pick. You got to pick your poison because you're gonna be the one drinking it.
See, and that's brilliant, and that's the simplest way I've heard it put in a long time. But that's the issue. There is no side. I feel like it's an education.
Yeah.
An educational moment. Nothing's going to change by one conversation. Nothing's going to change by one law or one new bill that's passed.
Yeah.
Nothing's going to change with that. If anything, just the conversation alone will resonate with a new generation. Just the conversation alone will allow it to be brought up later on. Just the conversation alone is enough for people to feel uncomfortable long enough to second guess everything they thought was going on.
Well, that's one beautiful thing about being a human is that we have a soul, you know, that can speak to us, and you know, there's the spirits and the powers that be that have effect on us, and that gives us our conscience. You know, it's like that rock star thing. You know what I mean? Like you can hear voices in your head. You can hear yourself talking to yourself. I can still hear my dad's voice.
Right.
I can still hear, you know, things that happened in the past. I have memories.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can recall those at any given time. That's the thing that's greater than, you know, reacting to something that happens right in front of you. Right. Even if you don't like somebody saying, "Hey, you're an asshole." Yeah. Like, and okay, well, usually I fucking clock this motherfucker out right now. But you know what? Let me do some soul searching. Maybe today's not the time. Maybe there's cops out here that I'm over here at a peaceful protest. Maybe now's not the time to beat his ass and get my ass thrown in jail. And I'm not even here doing anything but getting talked shit to. And that's it. You know, it's all about what's inside. Right. I think if it's inbred and you hang around the people who want to lift you up long enough, and you know, I think you guys play off each other, like just like us. Like, listen, we like to do a lot of the same things. We have a lot of the same ideals. We know that love is important. You know, we have a very strong family background, upbringings. They're different, but you know, at the end of the day, we had to come to realize that we do have so much love in our lives today, and that, you know, we're giving that out to others.
Yeah, love is always the best choice. But there's always going to be that evil out there. Yeah. So you just got to make sure the playing field is fair. Got to make sure the refs are fair. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that way, when some bad stuff does go down, people can get a fair shake on where they should end up, whether it be on hey, that was a foul, or hey, that's a tech, you're out of it.
That's exactly what it is, man. It's life is one big NBA game.
Pretty much.
Straight up.
And we all know how the games end up.
Listen,
the refs are shitty.
That's exactly. So that's the thing. We have 7 games.
Oh, they're fixed sometimes. So
they're fixed. Exactly, man. So exactly.
But love is better than.
And you know the game was fixed. You'd be upset. It's just a motherfucker.
What if both teams are in on it and say, "Hey, you know what, man? Listen,
may the best man win." Like
no, not even that. Fuck that. Say, hey, listen, we all know that the jig is up, the fix is in. They're gonna pay us to lose the game. Yeah. And the guys are like, you know, we don't want to do that. Yeah. Like, let's play our hearts out. Yeah. And that can change the entire dynamic of someone, the rest of history.
That's that Rudy moment, and I feel like we're having that Rudy moment now. Yeah, you dig? So like, I get it. You know, there's no need to focus on all the negatives, but like, I get it. And there's no righteous or who's more righteous. The only thing I would ever want anyone to understand is like, the shit is rigged. That's it. You know what I mean? And a lot of people can't even get past that.
Which part? What's rigged? Of what?
Society.
Oh, just
I got society for a lot, not even African Americans, Hispanics.
Of course.
You know what I mean? Like, this shit is rigged. Why can't y'all roll down in the T100 without someone stopping you saying, "Hey, you have your papers," just because you got a lawnmower in the back?
Yeah. Now I know what cars not to drive. I've seen it.
That's true. That's true.
No, I see.
Don't drive a red car.
I'm just saying, yo, like, I was in a city the other day, and it's predominantly white. I was surrounded by white vehicles. You know what I mean?
What city?
What city is that? I think it was Eastville.
Oh, okay.
I was surrounded by white vehicles, and for a moment, I was just kind of
like like paint or people
vehicles,
inside,
like truck.
No, you said white.
White vehicles.
Like the color.
Yeah.
Okay.
White vehicles. Yeah. So it's just like, for a moment, I was like, damn, ain't this some shit? You know what I mean? And it didn't mean anything. I'm just pointing it out just to be like, that's how it feels.
Perspective.
Sometimes. Yeah, perspective. That's how it feels sometimes. It's like, damn, yo, like I'm really, you know, like it's there's moments that you have that don't mean anything, at all, but yet they mean everything because it's such a representation of how little you can actually move. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but every now and then there are people that pull themselves up by their bootstraps,
of course,
and they make it happen.
Yeah.
And they make a lot of things happen.
Yeah.
But I think what's going on now is there's a lot of reach back that wasn't happening before. You know what I mean? So it's not only, hey, we need help, come help us, and that's not the only thing going on. It's another more beautiful triple layered thing going on that I see happening. So a lot of times if you want change, you gotta make it yourself.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, it's like you said, it is rigged. And like there is a blueprint. There's a blueprint. But it doesn't mean that this guys can't go, hey, we need to make some of these changes. This brick's not going to fit here. Right. This building's too big for this. We don't have the permits for this.
Right.
And some people will say, hey, you know what? Fuck it, just build it. We don't care. If it falls down, it falls down. But some people are like, hey, hold on. No, because my kids are going to live in that building.
Yeah.
No, we're not going to build this. We're going to build it over there.
So crooked.
But it's a blueprint. It's all laid out. People people think they have
stores in the hood.
Yeah, people
think back to in our world where the switch flipped on over to the other side, and all right, we're gonna be corrupt. Hey, we have our country.
It's always been.
Have you heard of? Have you
ever?
We've been too young to.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
it's been corrupt.
I would love to know that time, but like,
I think it started when government started playing with currency. I think that's when they sold their.
I think it goes way back.
It's like
way.
I'm
talking about like the 1500s.
I'm just talking.
I'm talking about like when they first made the Constitution, and the government's role with money was literally only supposed to be what the standard weight of gold and silver was. That was their only role.
And someone got greedy,
and then all of a sudden we're
had a power trip, right?
Fiat cash by the trillions. I'm telling you, that's for me. That's
so here's
that's
what they exactly.
Started.
So they said they fooled everybody. Say, hey, you know what? Listen, everybody gather around. So everybody give us your gold. We'll buy it from you.
Yes.
We're going to give you these stack of papers.
And if you don't use them, it's against the law.
Yeah, exactly. We no longer taking gold. We got to use this cash here. It's the same thing that's going to happen to the next step here, which is no cash and all different currency. And they're going to give you a bonus, like I say, you know what, this is worth $100. I'm going to give you $500 to turn your shit in. And people are being like, fuck yeah, hell yeah.
Why not?
I don't want to carry cash anyway. He's got coronavirus on.
That cash that they traded for their gold no longer was equivalent to the gold that they traded in.
And then they were like, hey, you know what? As a matter of fact, this gold...
whoever said money is the root of all evil was a very wise individual. Because I never understood it until...
Well, it's in the Bible.
You know what I mean?
No, I mean, who said it?
If you think about it, it truly is the reason behind a lot of evil. Some people are just evil because they're surrounded by evil people.
Damn,
but the most evil people in the world are surrounded by the most money. You know what I mean? Like it's the chase for the dollar that really drives people. You know, it was the reason behind slavery. It was the reason why we created the United States. It was the reason behind every riot, every massacre, every genocide. It's always money.
Yeah.
Always money, no matter what. All the unbalanced, rigged shit that we deal with in our economy, whether it be for black people, white people, young people, old people, senior citizens, medical reasons, no matter what, everything that you run into a wall against is because of money.
Right, and that's
like literally.
And so it was the Apostle Paul that wrote that in Timothy. But and that's
what up, Paul?
Yeah, what's up? He's
shout out to Paul.
Chilling with Dad right now. Dad's probably talking to Zero. For real. Anyways, but that's where it comes back to the money thing. It's always the haves and the have-nots. The have-nots. So listen, that's what they want. See, either you're gonna have $1 billion and you can run whatever you want to run, or you're gonna be part of the rest of the people. So it's either black or you're white. So either you're gonna be
rich or you're poor.
Yeah, you're gonna run the world, or you're gonna be run by, or you're gonna run the world.
But isn't
the big? Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, like, with money, we're talking about like everything new. Like, let's just say, like, for Little League, for example, you give your money, you got a board, and you're like, where's this money going to?
Yeah,
and then in the back of your head, you're like, they're probably pocketing it. You know what I mean?
Probably.
Like doing something crooked.
Oh, for sure.
But our guards are our guards are up because we know. I don't think we know. Well, we don't know anything, but big corporations and money making people go crooked.
Yeah,
you know, it's so whack. Like, there's nothing legit now.
So there's
nothing legit.
There's a couple things.
There's a couple things.
The
percentage
it should be 50-50, but I feel like it's 75-25.
So that's a strong percentage. It's probably accurate. Well, I don't know, dude.
I just feel like that's how you have to survive.
What's your percentage?
Good people turn bad because of the chase for success.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
I know a lot of good people I grew up with, and they're not so good people anymore.
Yeah, it's because
money
you know what?
Changed them.
It's not they want success; they want power. Of success.
But to hold on to your wealth and to continue to be successful, you eventually. My greatest quote ever was, "With every great fortune, you'll find a great crime." You feel me? There's ceilings that you cannot cross unless you stoop as low as the next person. You know that's going to get away with it.
Yeah.
You know that person's going to get away with getting that bag. You know that person is going to get away with gaining that extra layer of wealth or getting that extra trillion, and no one's going to call him out for it. So you either let him lap you or you join.
Yeah.
You dig? Mm-hmm. If he's not going to get in trouble for it, and no one's going to probably ever find out about it, in order for me to even do the good that I'm doing, which justifies the bad I'm about to do, I think that's that slippery slope that people with a lot of wealth fall into. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because it's like we've all been there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's like, this is the hustle. Mm-hmm. You're not gonna get caught doing this, but that's how you get over in this situation.
Yeah.
So many people do it. You feel like you can't do it the right way because the right way is rigged for you to fail.
And that's why you have to use your own judgment. You have to do your homework. You got to critical think. It's like I'll give you an example. What's kind of like that now is like the Black Lives Matter organization. Like, dude, they're raised all kinds of money.
Yeah.
And just in this week, you know what I mean? Like I seen a guy on Instagram raise $15,000 like in 3 hours. Yeah. And his company was gonna double that. Yeah. And I was like, dude,
you know someone's pocketing the money.
Okay, first of all, you got to look into these organizations. You just don't give blindly. You have to you have to know who is actually getting this money. It's not the black people. Right. It's not George Floyd's kids. It's not Travis.
It's not all the time. But the same thing with
shouldn't
Red
be
Cross.
Like that.
The same thing with Andy.
Exactly.
Exactly. Okay. That's one. People got to remember
over and over and over and over. You expect it.
This is our culture. This is the issue. Mm-hmm. People say how great this place is.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. It's great because it's a country full of gangsters. It's a country full of hustlers. Mm-hmm. It's a country full of prideful, gun-toting, confident, dick-swinging, like over audacious human beings. Like we do everything to the max based on pleasure alone. That's why we don't make shit. We consume shit.
True.
We're the alpha carnivores of the world. You feel me?
It's like when everything went to China, people were like, "Yes, we can buy it cheap. We can buy 2 times as much cheaper."
Exactly.
Perfect.
China has an ant colony mentality. Mm-hmm. You feel me? We don't have that. Mm-hmm. We're American dream, aka anyone can get the bag type of society. If you can hustle we glorify hustlers and gangsters and Wall Street crooks. Like we glorify these insurance companies that are getting $1 trillion bailouts from the government. Like we glorify this shit. So how do you expect the children or the underclass to react if this is what they're seeing?
Yeah,
like failure
the
is
same
rewarded in our country.
Well, that's
historically that's what's shown.
We're too big to fail.
So here's where this generation that thinks they're doing something.
Yeah,
that's where that falls in. They say, hey, you know what? It was so easy for them to get, which it wasn't, for which would be our generation and below or above, whatever it is, the people older than us. And they say, hey, they gave us this shit. Yeah. If they can do it, we're gonna do it. It's like, no, dude, it doesn't work like that. You have no work ethic. You have no hustler mentality. Right. All you want to be is right in the mix. Now you want to lead up the United States on what? What's your experience? You worked at Starbucks. You were the fucking assistant manager making soy lattes all fucking night. Get out of here. It doesn't work like that.
I feel you.
You know?
Yeah.
It doesn't work like that. And and it goes with all the politicians who are still in office. Like,
so let me ask you a question. What's the honest grind?
What? I don't know.
If you wanted to, honestly,
not sales.
Let's say you could literally in 1 year.
Yeah.
if you could write out a
Be-
guide to hear me out.
Yeah.
If you could write out an honest guide to get into just $100,000 extra on top of your salary, what's the honest grind?
Being a farmer.
That's not even an honest grind anymore.
Well, it's pretty close. It's pretty close if you're serving your community. If you're not, if
farmers get more subsidies from the
hold
government.
Hold on. But hold on. Time
yeah.
out. This is exactly what I'm saying. So if you're serving your community,
right,
and you want a local source,
you're talking about morally honest.
If you want to locally source only and not sell out to the big companies and sell to Walmart, sell to fucking Target, like fuck all that. If you just want to live and say, hey, you know what? Riverside, there's a farm over here that will take care of you guys.
Right.
I want to do this for you guys. I'm not going to sell out, and this is all we do. And there's actually
like a Trader Joe's.
Trader Joe's is on the border. I don't trust.
That's the closest to the honest version of what you're talking about I can think.
Well, there's
other than farmers market.
Well, no. There's farms here now that are willing to say, hey, no, come give us $500,
right?
And we're gonna give you this, and this, and that's how they operate now. Ever since this shit went through, now they say, hey, you know what? Fuck all this. Yeah. No one's wanting to buy our milk because they're not picking it up. No one's buying our pigs because the guys at the meat processing are getting sick. Whatever. So they say, hey, we're gonna do this shit on our own. So if you wanna come and do this at our farm, we got it. We're gonna take care of you.
Gotcha.
And I think that's the closest you can get to an honest trade, honest crime.
I'm thinking hard, and I don't know. What do you think, Trev?
I think sales is the most, and this is.
And I'll one up you right now.
No, of course. No, this is my own personal opinion. So you're one upping yourself.
You're saying honest.
When I say honest, when you sell something to somebody, as long as you aren't strong arming them, giving them misinformation, or giving them something that you're promoting as better than it is, that's an honest transition or transaction. It's been going on
like
since
a drug
the
dealer.
dawn of time. A drug dealer, sure.
Drugs sell themselves.
Or corn for clothing, like the Indians used to do back before they were slaughtered. Yeah. You feel me? Like when you give someone that they find value in, something of value to them, I think that's where the greatest satisfaction comes in. You know what I mean? When we go get these meals from the fast food place and we're paying $15 for a meal for one person, A, the value is not there. B, the ingredients are overinflated. C, they're selling you poison.
The nutrition isn't there.
You know what I mean? That's not an honest transition.
But it's convenient.
So they're valuing the convenience at, I would say, almost 60% of the cost.
Yeah.
Oh, because they're rolling in the dough, man.
Cows don't cost more.
No.
They don't cost that much. They eat the same amount of shit they ate 100 years ago.
You can in like Nebraska and shit. You can buy a whole pig for like $150.
Exactly.
The whole pig.
Transportation has gotten, from my understanding, better. So that's not an inflation part. Gas is controlled by the government and countries. So I mean that's their issue.
Yeah.
So the same food, but selling like when did it become normal to pay $13 to $15 for one meal for one person?
Yeah.
Back in the days, I remember that was a family meal. Like that was a cost for a whole
$15
family. $15
we used to get KFC at
Here's
the house.
$20. Go. You know what I mean?
15. I remember because I used to go and have to pay and pick it up. Yeah.
Oh.
So I think
I used to get changed from a 20. Damn. Okay. Cool.
And keep that shit.
No.
$2.79.
No.
I want that. You gotta let me keep it. Anyways, my whole point is
go on the bike.
I feel like sales is a pure transaction because I'm not begging you to come in and buy it. You're coming in. I'm giving my best pitch. You either buy from that person because you trust them, or you don't.
Yeah.
Farming is kind of the same thing. You have a product that you grew from this earth, and that person's going to pay the amount you think it's worth, and it's going to be very close to you paying that proper amount because there's no middleman. You're buying it directly from the source, and there's a hard work and labor that was involved. I feel like sales, when you take something and you take a person's product and they tell you this is what I value this product at, and you're able to sell it to another person, that's an honest transaction.
I get it. Yeah, for sure.
You're not strong-arming nobody. You're not manipulating. Hey, you got to buy this house. Oh, by the way, you got to pay insurance. You got to take care of this. You got to take care of that. You know what I mean? Those are back-ended deals. I'm buying a property. Why do I have to get all this shit that's required on top of it? Oh, and by the way, you don't own the land the property's on. And by the way, you don't own the soil 3 feet or 3 miles. Like, you know, like it's all rigged. You know what I mean? Oh, and by the way, you don't actually own any of this, because if the government, you know, if they wanted it, they come get it.
Exactly.
But don't worry about it. It's probably not going to happen. You know what I mean? Like,
but it will.
There's so much. Oh, and by the way, you can't build a certain distance up because we own that too.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, that's a back end deal. Like, if you really think about it, like, you don't own shit.
Yeah.
That's
like
what
nothing.
We talked about this, like, when we go to restaurants or everything up front, right? Yeah. It would sound more appealing. Exactly. Could you afford it? Let's see. Give me all the numbers, everything total. I want one payment. You know what I mean? But it's not like that, because they branch to this company, they branch to this company, in cahoots with this, crooked with this guy, and that guy is crooked with the guy that you're in cahoots with. It's a full circle of crookedness.
Is that a word? Crookedness. You know what planned obsolescence is, right?
But as long as everyone is getting paid. But yeah.
Okay.
Oh, God.
You buy your car.
It's whack.
Right? And this is why I push everyone to lease their vehicles. What if I told you that shirt that you're wearing right now, that you paid $25 for, is built to fall apart in the dryer in 3 years? What if I told you that? How much would you pay for it? If it said it on the tag, like a warning, this shirt will only survive for 1,000 and so days. Would you pay $25 for it?
Depends how fly it was.
I know.
Right?
I would,
that's
for
honest.
sure. I'm not going to wear this 3 times anyway.
What if I told you that
every
vehicle you buy, there's 1,000 parts in there that are literally designed, manufactured to fall apart? This is how good they're getting. Like your printer, it's designed to go for about 6 months.
Right. And
then there's a piece that's built not to do the job that it's made for, but to fail within the printer.
Yeah.
That's where we are right now. And that's that mentality that's into this microphone or in everything that we have is the same mentality that we have in society. You can only go so far without hitting a ceiling that's made to crack. Or only go so far on that ladder without that rung made to break. And that whole mentality, like back when the Germans made shit, that's why they love the shit, because they still got fridges that are 100 years old that get colder than the fucking Samsung TV fridge that you have.
Well, that's why they picked up Warren Van Braun, because he was a fucking genius. Seriously, he built the best shit in fucking Germany. And so he built NASA. That's how they got it. I get it.
He was prideful in his work.
It was like, ooh, this is really something.
Be realistic with the world that we like. If you had goggles that really told it like it was, like that one movie where the guy's like, you know, buy here or whatever. Like, if we had goggles and saw all the bullshit, you can walk 2 blocks without throwing up.
Yeah, it's true.
You know what I mean? Like, you really couldn't. Like, the asphalt that we drive on, I'm tired of hitting potholes. How hard is it to build a street? They got cobblestone in Rome that's been around for a couple hundred years. The fuck is going on with the streets?
Still
I
kicking.
go through Van Buren every fucking, and it looked like fucking scabs all over.
Yeah,
you can't replace it. Like, it's made to break.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's like Iraq.
What is asphalt made out of?
Rocks.
Rubber? Rocks? What the fuck? Asphalt.
Oh, yeah. What?
There's got to be some connection between tire companies and asphalt. Because they're in cahoots together, bro.
I'm telling you, it goes deeper than we know.
Of course.
Like the ocean. We don't know what's out there.
It's like, what's his name from, what's the movie Wesley Snipes?
Wesley? Oh, Wesley?
Whatever.
I know Wesley.
Whatever.
Major League.
No, the game.
Blade.
The Blade movie. This shit is bigger. Nino.
Yeah.
Like,
New Jack City.
Is bigger than me. This shit is bigger than race. This shit is bigger than just one issue. Like, this shit bigger than climate change. This shit is bigger than like everything.
Yeah.
It's our mentality.
It is.
As a planet. This shit ain't gonna be around forever.
Well, that's what I mean. Some people get stuck and be like, damn, okay, well, fuck, that broke. I guess I'm stuck. And other people will be like, you know what? Hey, you know what? I have an idea. Let me work my magic.
Yeah.
Let me use my human resilient brain and go for it.
That's why I love Jimmy rigging shit.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
I know, me too.
Like, I'm telling you.
That way there's no
it's a survival skill.
Yeah. It's an instinct. It's an instinct to, if your shower's busted up and like is spraying water. Okay, first of all, you're going to turn the water off. And then the next one, if you still can't fix it, you're just going to turn it on just a little bit. So it spews out just enough where you can rinse your ass. And that's it. Otherwise, you're gonna get fucking blasted with shit. It's that human instinct that say, hey, you know, we're gonna survive. We're not gonna drown in this house. We're gonna fucking keep it a little squirt, and everybody's gonna be fine. We can't fix it because we don't have the money. But
say that again, squirt.
But you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Things are just getting worse because technology's getting better, and because technology's getting better, it allows us to be fucked on a level that we don't even see coming.
Yeah,
everyone's scared of this whole microchip and everything else because it allows us to be fucked on a level we can't even conceive.
But first of all, they need the people who are afraid of the microchip and the bullshit and all that. First of all, you got to get rid of your fucking phone if you don't want anything to do with it.
That's never gonna happen.
Hold on. Second, you got to go throw that in the trash, go grind it up, get your ass underground, and fucking seal it yourself in. And that's the only way you're gonna get around it. That's it.
That's other ways. Other ways.
Okay, go up to the mountains.
And they're going to make that chip last for 5 years before you need a replacement. That you know that's coming.
Yeah,
no.
You
know what I mean?
That's
like,
what it is. So they want to give you the first one. Okay, cool.
That's not.
And then
2 years later, the news.
We have a new one. We have a new one. Okay, update. That's how it is. And they're going to give you the next shit, the next shit, the next shit. They're going to make you a fucking eunuch.
Update over the cloud.
They make you a eunuch. They're going to make you blind.
So
you know,
we use our phones for what?
For real.
What do we use our phones for?
Everything, man.
Everything. How many?
Memes.
Think about this. How many times have you had your phone out, used it all day, and then make one fucking phone call?
Yeah,
all the time.
Yeah. I hate talking to people on the phone.
It's a phone primarily.
You dig? Yeah. So what's going to happen is people are going to get hip. They're going to go back to simple phones. Yep. They're going to go back to history repeats itself. You feel me? There's going to be a time where we realize contacting each other.
Well, that's what I mean. So it's all these fools that think that, oh, no, they want. Listen, we're smart enough, just like the fucking vaccine bullshit and all the fucking back end stuff that he's killing people in Africa for years.
Take it back to the OG days.
Be like, listen, motherfucker, you see, we have social media now, you fuck. Everybody knows what you're doing.
Like, wait a minute. That car did run through all those people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're not only hearing it from one person. We're hearing it from fucking multiple 1 million people. So something's up. So you know what? Fuck this.
So
and like there's a guy that started the podcasts.
Yeah.
Like Tim Curry, I think his name.
The very first podcast.
Yeah. Like he started doing the podcasts. Anyways, it was like the old guy from MTV, like back in the day.
Oh.
So what? No, Tim Curry.
Oh, Tim Curry is. I'm sorry.
Okay.
So what he's up on now, like he's all against. I don't want to say against because he needs technology. We all need technology to live day to day.
Do we?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. So how do we survive in the 80s before the internet?
No, but we still had technology. You know what I mean?
But not like this.
But you still had microphones. You still had radio. There's still TV.
Yeah, but
there's
those are
cars.
analog type devices. Well, you can't be tapped in
But it's technology. It's not,
Yeah. Well, that's why they call the days the more simple days. You know,
the cell signal was a different frequency than it is now. There was encryption that people couldn't break.
No, that's the beautiful thing. There wasn't encryption.
Well, okay, opposite.
It was so simple.
Yes.
That the amount of information that was transmitting off of it couldn't allow you to triangulate a device.
Right.
There wasn't the movie or the TV show Money Heist. Have you seen that yet?
I have not. No, I did not watch it.
Bro, you're missing.
Which one is it on? Is the new one out?
The one on Netflix. You're missing probably the greatest show.
It's not a series, is
it?
Yeah.
It's a series.
Oh yeah, I couldn't take it.
Like
they talk in Spanish?
Kind of. Yeah. Yeah.
If it was the one they talk in Spanish, I think I would take it.
I think I was.
Put it like this, and this is a strong statement, and this is going to hit you.
Okay, hold on.
Way.
Hold on. Everybody, be quiet.
Okay. What's the one with they were making meth?
Oh, you're right. Fuck.
What's
Breaking Bad?
Okay. Breaking Bad.
Say no more.
Breaking Bad. Money Heist.
Oh, come on.
What? I'm not even joking.
You know what that's called?
Breaking Bad.
You know what that's called? Blasphemy.
What? Okay. When you
I'm
watch
gonna check it out. Okay.
When you watch it, come back and I expect an apology.
Okay. I will. I promise. I'll watch it.
I'll watch it. There's a scene in that show where they're fooling the cops, trying to figure out what's going on because they're using
not hard to do, by the way.
Analog phones, and they could not figure it out because they were using old technology.
So
we'll eventually get there again,
and I love it. So this guy, what he does, he works on these phones that don't emit that new signal. It doesn't tap into the 5G, 4G, 3G, whatever it is. He runs on a Linux phone.
Mm-hmm.
He can calculate his own shit. He can say where he wants his signal to go.
Right.
Which one do you want to use?
Right.
Is that kind of
so
thing.
So it doesn't repeat off the.
Exactly. So he's all into that thing. It's really cool.
What's his name?
Tim Curry.
Tim Curry.
He said like
seven
I
times.
didn't know he was talking about the
Same guy. Yeah. But he's all into that.
Right.
Because he uses iPhones. But
who's this?
Tim Curry. But that's where it's gonna go, man. Like, you know, even like people who needed a burner phone, like, you know,
I miss the burner phone days.
Yeah.
That whole Metro PC when they were starting up. Yeah. There was this whole black.
Yeah.
Market of phone. Oh, that was.
But now you go to buy a burner phone. It's like, like, man, all you got is touch screens. Like, I don't want a touch screen. I want to hear the clack. You gotta go, bitch. Clack. You know what I mean? But we need. That's where it's gonna go, man. Like, people are gonna wise and be like, yo, man, I don't want to be tracked all day, because that's next. That's gonna be fucking next. You're gonna get. They're gonna put an app on your phone. You already got the update if you have an iPhone or Android.
And we're being forced into it.
Yes.
Did you get your new bank card?
Fuck no.
You see what they put in? So I had an old bank card.
I'm throwing that shit in the trash.
A GPS tracker.
It has a little wireless thing, so you can use it like your iPhone.
Oh, I already have that. Yeah, I have.
Okay,
mine's
so
been like
I
that
didn't
for
have a
years.
choice to use my old card. My old card wasn't due to be expired for a year and 3 months.
But Travis, you do have a choice.
But they forced me to use it. No, they did.
Ooh, the Gestapo? No, throw it in the
man.
trash. They lost it.
No, I couldn't get a replacement other than that card.
Yeah,
and I cussed out 3 people on the phone. I said, this was told to me.
Travis, that's not being very loving, man.
Hey, when you start lying to me and I'm paying, you have my money. I'm paying.
They were hurting you?
They were lying to me.
Okay.
They literally lied to me and said, hey, you can get this. And that wasn't the case. I called back. They're like, are you crazy? You can't get that. That's the only card we're giving out right now.
Damn. Oh, what bank do you have so I know what not to get?
What's up?
What bank do you have?
One of them is Wells Fargo. Fuck Wells Fargo.
That's your main one.
That's not my. I don't have a main bank. I have an equal amount of money in about 4 banks.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't fuck with just one bank. I fuck with all kinds of different. Because let's say that your main bank, something happens.
Yeah.
Today I went to Rancho. They got the Wells Fargo boarded up. Can't even get money out of the ATM.
Dang,
the shit was boarded up. Now let's say they shut down all ATMs.
Yeah.
Or there's a virus that went through their system. How you gonna get your cash?
Yeah. You're not.
Yeah, that's why you gotta have multiple options.
Go scan your forehead, bro.
Yeah,
yeah, you want to go to Stater Brothers? Yeah. Hey, come here, bro.
No,
let me scan your
groceries.
Scan your head.
Spread your money around.
Put your head on the conveyor.
You're
like,
okay, guys.
That's gonna be the new Apple Pay.
Yeah, of course. But that's the next thing. They just want a phone in everyone on this planet's hand.
Right.
That's why they make them so easy to use.
Close.
You see little kids using them.
They're damn close.
Yeah, pretty fucking close.
It's coming very close.
So, you know what, I think, okay, with all due respect to Mr. Floyd, like, for sure, stand up and protest because this shit's not right. So let's come to a conclusion of this particular incident. Okay.
What are we talking about?
Mr. Floyd, George Floyd.
George Floyd.
Okay.
Say his name.
Oh, you're right, Travis. George Floyd. Do you want me to say it again?
Anyways, go ahead.
So we need to come to a conclusion with this, because otherwise it's gonna fucking.
I think it's been concluded.
People are still in the streets. So
when you say conclusion, the conclusion to this, I don't understand what you're talking about.
No. Listen,
he's dead.
Yeah, he's dead. But I'm saying the conclusion for the people who are causing trouble and ruckus in the streets, doing that kind of thing. I'm saying, hey, okay, let's wrap it up.
So we're not talking about the protests. We're talking about the antagonizers.
The violence. The violence riots that people are fucking still doing around.
Right. Just that's not in his name, though. Do know that.
Of course, I know that.
Okay.
I'm saying, wrap it up. If the people really believe they're gonna be in the true cause, they're gonna say, "Hey, you know what, man? We're not doing this breaking, smashing shit anymore. You don't have to spray.
I'm glad you said it.
Black Lives Matter anymore.
Doing.
Yeah, that's what I mean. We're not tagging no buildings. Sorry, we can do that ourselves if we wanted to.
Exactly.
So let's wrap it up.
Our signs, the cardboard signs, say it enough.
Yeah.
So it's almost common sense.
Yeah.
There's people that have anger, and they want to break things.
Yeah.
I understand it. I get it. I honestly don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Burn that shit.
Yeah, really.
If you feel I'm keeping it 100% real. If you feel that type of way, burn that shit. They got insurance.
Yeah.
Their insurance got money, and they got the money from us. So I really as far as the material stuff, that don't touch my heart. They can rebuild. They can. Their insurance is probably going to pay them more than what the shit was worth in the first place.
It's not. Is
it
like
wrong?
That.
Yes, it's wrong. I don't condone any.
So is it good or evil?
I can't call it evil. I mean, that's kind of.
Is it
not good? But a lot of times, anger comes from a good place. You dig? When we go to other countries and we go to war, these soldiers that are killing people have nothing to do with the reason why we're over there. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make that soldier bad. He's killing for a good reason. Is that evil? Taking a life is evil. So it's a slippery slope when you say that. Oh, these people, you know what I mean? I don't like.
He's supporting his country. He's supporting his country.
Exactly, but what makes this country so right?
No. But I'm saying then the protesters and then some who are really upset and really mad.
Right.
They're supporting that cause.
Right. Imagine this. You just walked 2 blocks, right? You started off a peaceful protester. You went 2 blocks and got hit by 3 cops. You got tear gas in your eye. You got billy clubbed in the back just for being too close to the sidewalk where they were patrolling. At one point, your peaceful protest may turn into a rock thrown at a car. Yeah. You dig? Doesn't make you right, but I also understand it. So when I say I don't give a fuck, it's because I get what anger can make you do. We've all been to the point where we got so angry, we did something that was ignorant, shameful, we're not proud of. You know what I mean? Doesn't make us bad people or evil people. You know what I mean? So the looting, stop that shit. What are you stealing for? That's not the way to get back. Yeah. You know what I mean? Stop breaking the windows. That's not the way to get back. Being where you aren't supposed to be normally is so powerful. It irritates people. Kaepernick had this down to a T. That one small movement that he made people so uncomfortable, and that afro just doubled on it. Yeah. You know what I mean? It made people so uncomfortable that was more effective than breaking every window from here to Hollywood.
So can he play in the NFL now since he was right?
I don't think he wants to. I don't think he wants to. And there's a lot of apologies coming this way. And I always say, keep your apologies. Exactly. I'm not an apology person. You know what I mean? Yeah. Actions are so much stronger than words that they don't even have to.
I love you, Travis. I'll show you later.
Thank you. Actions. What I was going to say? Actions speak so much stronger than words that when someone shows me something out of the blue and it's an action, I'll remember that more than anything you ever said. Because you can say whatever you want.
Yeah, but that's the thing. So now in this age, you can see who is if you watch the governor on TV, our governor, our fucking Newscom. If you watch him talking, dude, what the fuck are you talking about?
Did you just say Newscom?
Yeah, nobody knows what he's talking about.
Know the guy,
but this is what I'm getting at is he's just spewing words dude, you're not in
he's a politician.
Exactly, but if you go on here and people are having long speeches and shit, and you're like, oh, dude, this is fucking annoying. Get to it already. Right. But if you see someone hit a fucking cop over the head with a rock, it's like, oh shit. Or if you see a cop hitting a kid with a fucking steel rod or whatever the fuck it is, it's the action, and nobody really has the attention span for these long drawn out shits. Nobody cares what the fuck you're saying, to be honest.
Get to the point.
Yeah, just like a governor. Hey, didn't do something about it, bitch. Don't fucking talk about it. We don't care. What are you talking about?
All I know, and this is what I know from the bottom of my heart, if that was 4 minority police officers, Black, Asian, Puerto Rican, Arabic, and they had a white individual on the ground, and that white individual died, there would be the same riots and protests in the streets.
Oh, definitely.
I can fucking guarantee you.
And that's where the KKK will come back out.
And out. They've been around. I only say they've been around because I know personally.
Are you seeing them on? I know, but I'm saying media. All I said was media-wise. Right. When was the last time you seen them on the news?
It's not about the news,
but no, that's my point.
No, I get what you're saying.
My point is about
this. I know they're still around. This is how I know they're still around. I'll keep it simple. Any person that's ever been in prison, not that I have, knows that the KKK is still around. Any person that's ever been locked up knows that the Aryan Nation is still around. Of course. Any person that can recognize tattoos, red laces, different clothes, different cities, sundown places, they know it's still around. It's not something that you have to see to know it's still around.
No, of course.
But those aren't the dangerous people. Those aren't even the people you should be afraid of.
Yeah.
The dangerous people are the ones playing golf.
Yeah.
On Sunday.
Of course.
You know what I mean? The dangerous people are the one making these speeches that you can't understand what the
fuck
those are saying. Those are the dangerous people.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
they only meet up twice a year.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Let's say one of them ends up meeting you at a golf course since we golf, and you say, "Hey, this is our friend Travis," and he's not gonna be like, "Yo, fuck this motherfucker right here." He's gonna be like, "Hey,
shake my hand.
Nice to meet you."
He's gonna pretend like
so what do you do? Oh, I'm in sales. How long have you been doing that? Listen,
Yep.
I have this great opportunity in Jim's company.
Right.
I own it. He can give you the details. You seem
I'm good.
It doesn't, but you can. You never know.
I get the vibe.
Relax. Just go with the story for fuck's sake, Jesus.
Well, you didn't tell me that.
Listen.
I thought
just listen to the story. Everything is an analogy here,
you,
Travis. It's not reality.
I'm sorry. I'm responding honestly. Like, no, I'm good.
But if you say, "Hey, man, I have an offer you can't refuse," and say, "Hey, you know what?" And then let's say you do get hired, they're gonna start indoctrinating you, blah blah blah. This is how it happens, man. Like all through the United States, everything thinks.
Next thing you know, you're running the
grooming the next one. Always.
Public housing.
Yeah, public housing, and say, "Hey, you know what? We only need $200 a month for each one of these units. Don't even worry about it. We'll save money. We'll make money, right, Travis? Yeah, you're right. You can take care of your family. How many kids you got? Eight kids.
Right.
Oh, perfect. Why don't you have some more kids, man? Like, I got 10 myself. That's just how it works, man. You know.
Yeah.
That's just.
But that's what I've stayed away from my whole life. Right. And you stayed away from your whole life. Christian stayed away from his whole life.
Because it's easy for us because I mean we've all come across those people who are shady as fuck.
Yeah.
And for me, and I know
they're under a thumb.
For us to even go of the way of them, if they were to say, because I've had a couple try to take me under their wing,
right?
And it was just
some swinker shit.
No. It was just so much. It was just so much struggle with my soul, and there's bumping.
Something you go to work something's not right.
It's like, dude, you're trying to make me like you, and you're a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
There's no way I will ever be like you.
I don't desire to be that.
No. There's this. People hate you.
Yeah.
You know, I hate you.
I walked away from a lot of opportunity. I'm not even brag. I walked away from a lot of opportunity that if I played the game, I would be probably living in Costa Mesa right now, or probably in, Newport somewhere. Like I walked away from a lot of situations like that because you can't own me. Yeah. I know there's a certain couple phrases. I love getting around certain people when they're drunk because the truth comes out. You say once you make that one joke, once you go that one thought process,
Angelo,
huh?
Angelo.
Once you go that one way, that's you.
Yeah,
I don't care if that's not you all the time. I have a higher understanding of how your brain works, even if you don't understand.
Yeah,
a lot of people don't even know how their brain works.
Yeah.
They think that what they present to the world is really them. They really think that. They really think that. Oh, okay. 99% of the time that I spoke, I said the right things. Fuck, that's me. That's not you.
Yeah.
You know who you are? You're that one time at the bar that got irate over that guy getting too close to you. That guy was Hispanic.
Getting what?
Getting too close to
you. No, getting what?
Irate.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. You like that? So you're that person. Whether you show that person all the time or just a few times, you're still that person.
Yeah.
Because that person came out of you. And because he came out of you, that's the person you've been suppressing. So a lot of your actions, even though from verbally they say this, but the reasons behind your actions is that guy that came out that 1% of the time. You dig? We all live in a society where we know how to hide. There's a lot of people that know how to hide. The one thing that I refuse to do is take a management position just to be under someone's thumb. If I don't agree with some shit that you say, I won't say it. I don't give a fuck how upset you get. If you want me here, you want me here. If you wanted a yes man here, go hire him. Go get him. Go ahead. I'm good. You know what I mean? I don't need to take a position to make $2 extra an hour so I can feel like my balls are big and walk around telling people what to do. No, you took that position for that. I don't need that in my life. You know what I mean? Like I work to make money to take care of my family. I don't work for pride. I don't work for confidence. Luckily, I was born with that.
Oh.
You dig? So I'm just saying there's a lot of people that like they follow this trend of being successful.
Yeah.
That trend never ends.
Yeah.
You're always going to be under someone's thumb. I'd rather build something with people that started it from scratch. And if it fails, it fails. If it succeeds, it succeeds. But I'll never be under like someone's thumb like that, especially if they don't have a good message or are pure. You know what I mean? If you're pure and you want to give me $1,000, give me $1,000 and see what I do with it.
Right.
But don't come check. Hey, how's everything going?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, I thought you gave it to me because you had belief in me. Like, you checking every week like you my fucking drug dealer. Like, what the fuck? I don't owe you anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, that purity is lost in the world, but there's some people that still have that sincerity. There's some people that do things, and it's so...
Honestly, like, that's the only way we're alive today is because people stood up and they do have a heart and they do believe in the light.
Dude, I live for those. I have people till this day that I haven't seen in like 10 years that will come up to me and be like, dude, we had a conversation 12 years ago, or you did something for me 10 years ago.
Yeah.
It changed my life. And to me, that was just me. I was maybe faded. I maybe had a faderade that. I don't know. But like the more pure moments you have with individuals and people, the more impact I think you'll have in the world. Because now they have an example that was live in front of their face that they can duplicate in another situation. You know what I mean? I've done some shitty things, but I can guarantee you I've done more good things than I've done shitty things.
Good for you.
And
no, that's good. That's good to hear.
Seriously.
That's good to hear because a lot of people can't say that. Really, they can't say that, and they're embarrassed to say that they're so bad. They're embarrassed to say that they did anything good.
Yeah.
Let me ask you guys about this the social media shit.
I love it.
This past week there was Blackout Tuesday.
Yes.
Blackout Tuesday.
It's a good one. Yeah. It's a good one.
Did you post a black square on?
No, I haven't posted nothing all week.
Blackout Tuesday.
One story.
Did you post anything on the
site? This week.
Anyway. I liked it.
Blackout Tuesday. Why?
So when I first saw it, I got up extremely early that morning, and then I kept seeing black squares. You know how Instagram be fucking up sometimes. It didn't even refresh.
Yeah, that's what it was.
And I was like, damn, this shit fucked up. It's like,
refreshed
this is some funny
1,000
shit because
times.
it's usually like a white square, but now it's a black square. But I got lucky. I got really lucky because the story that I read gave a full explanation to what was going on. And I don't consider myself to be like a bandwagon person. So I actually researched it.
Good.
What's this all about?
Good.
So the person who started it was a female that works in the music industry.
Which one?
And I don't remember her name.
This is important. This is important.
Okay.
This is important. This goes back to the cause, Travis.
All right. Well,
this is
I think I'm on the right track.
I know, but I'll make an example out of this because this is important, dude.
Okay, so I'm just telling you my perspective.
Of course.
So there's no right or wrong.
I'm busting your balls right now.
Right. No, it's not good. So there's a female who started in the music industry, and that didn't mean anything to me. You know what I mean? Like that, like, okay, you're in the music industry. So who gives a fuck? You know what I mean? But the idea behind it was beautiful because I was like, what better? It's like I am Spartacus moment.
Okay.
You dig? That's how I took it. You feel me? So like I instantly understood the gratitude and the overall picture it was supposed to present on that Tuesday. There's 365 days out of the year. I saw a lot of people getting upset because when your livelihood is threatened, which a lot of people's livelihood probably felt like it was threatened because when your main source of connection to society and your main source of income comes from a platform like that, when someone tells you you can't do something, you naturally rebel. And one of the guys that I follow is a black entrepreneur. I think his name is Derek Gracie.
Okay.
He's very outland, like he's very over the top with the way he does it. He's too hood for anyone to consider him a good guy up front, but he has a lot of good potential and a lot of goodness behind what he's trying to do. But his militant way of bringing it across, it touches people the wrong way. So he was the first person I saw bucking against it. He's a black guy for black people, for black entrepreneurship. But yet he had an issue with this because he was like, no one's going to censor me. And some people are like that. They're naturally rebellious. They naturally want to go against the grain. But what people, I think, took it as was control. And at that time, they're already against anything that has to do with the control, has to do with the system. But the way I took it was a very simple show of solidarity for black people and Black Lives Matter. I didn't take it any other way. Now, a lot of people mistakenly thought that you weren't supposed to post anything. No, it was supposed to be, it's like a funnel system. You know what I mean? It's like turn all the stop signs, all the arrows to all the streets towards one direction. So that way you can guide traffic to one area, to one idea. So I still got ads. I still got the memes. I still got everything. But what I did get was a very special moment where you saw people that were like for one idea. So that's why I thought it was like a Spartacus moment. You know what I mean? So that's how I took it. Pure, straight, and day. I didn't read into any conspiracy theory. None of that.
Oh, really? Because there was a lot of that going around that day too.
But that's how it's played.
And that's okay.
And I love that.
Because I think you should be able to question everything.
Yeah.
I don't think we should settle for anything because I think, Travis, you're worth more than that. Christian, you're worth more than that. I know for sure I'm worth more than that. I'm not just going to do something because everybody else is doing it.
What's your perspective? Because you always have a very interesting perspective.
Do I?
Yeah.
I know. Listen, I know I'm a little weird, man.
You're not weird. Like Pee Wee Herman was weird.
I'm kind of like Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah, no.
I get it. I get what you're saying. I get it. I got a little cooler bike than. Nah, just kidding. He got the coolest bike ever.
No, he had the Schwinn, yo.
The Schwinn. With the little banana seat.
You know.
And the basket. You have a basket? I think
Basket. Yep.
Damn. That shit is tight. Rest in peace, Pee Wee.
He died.
His career did.
For real,
He's dead in my heart, man.
His career is dead.
Where my respect came back for Pee Wee Herman when he was in Blow.
Blow, yeah, that shit.
Different.
Derek Farrell.
Different character. Try to take him.
What?
Did you take him serious at first,
bro? I didn't even know it was him.
Oh
until
yeah, it's been years
movie.
since it. Yeah.
No, I was watching. I was like, holy shit, this Pee Wee Herman. Yeah, man.
So
break it down.
So no, I'll just give you my input in what I thought. So what I did, I mean, I'm not gonna be a dick. Listen, I post the most ridiculous things on Instagram. I don't, you know. Listen, I do keep it PC for the most part. 99% I keep it PC because listen, 92. Okay, 92%. When I first started, I used to be just raw off the chin because there was nobody following. But now I got a lot of people.
100K now, right?
100? No. Hold on.
It's the other day.
Everybody that's listening knows how many I have because they all follow me. Relax, Travis.
Oh, okay.
Just because you're not in my likes, man.
I don't count the numbers.
Exactly, because you're not in my everyday likes, bro. Don't try to front right now.
Dude, I'm not in anybody's like.
Exactly. So like Curtis, I know the fool.
He's
Good looking out, Curtis. Appreciate you, player.
Wow.
No. But I like to appease. I like to keep it PG-13. Maybe rated R once in a while, but
Why can't you just go one way or the other?
Because that's not what I want to do. That's not what I have friends that do that. they go off the deep end. It's like, and there's a whole nother audience for that.
Yeah,
whole nother audience. But
that's a slippery slope. You go off the deep end, then you got to go deeper and deeper. And
yeah,
say,
it's hard to come.
Then you can't.
It's hard to come back.
There's a knock at your door from the FBI.
Yeah.
You know you can't post that.
But then you try to, if you go one end and then you try to bring it back, you're gonna alienate everybody. Yeah. So pretty much, I don't like to alienate my followers.
Right.
And not that it's the followers sound so fucking stupid, by the way, and I hate sounding like that because I heard somebody say that today. One of my followers, fuck that. The people that are on that like my shit on Instagram. I don't think they deserve to be alienated by anything that anybody posts. I mean, okay, maybe you guys because
when you say
it's family.
Alienate, how are they alienated?
Because it's something about me that I want to post. It's to say like an ad, like a stupid, ridiculous ad of something like doesn't mean anything.
Give me an example of how they would be alienated.
Is because
just so I could be on the same.
Because it's not relatable to them. Like who gives a fuck, man? About you're selling a fucking lamp, like. Dude, you post memes every day and videos. Like, what the fuck? Like, unfollow, bitch. Like, you're alienating me from the fucking things that I want to relate to. Get out of here.
So you had a Drew Brees moment. You do realize that, right?
I don't think so.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Maybe if I made 9 more figures.
I'll break it down later. Go
ahead. So posting that black box, like,
would have alienated a lot of people that didn't necessarily agree.
It would have alienated me, myself,
How?
personally, because first of all, it's my thing that I put into this thing every
But
day,
it's your
every day.
page.
Exactly, that's what I'm
So
saying.
you can do whatever you
Exactly.
want.
And I was getting pressure from people to say, "Hey, I need you to post something. I want you to post something. Why don't you post something? Hey, you should say something. Hey, you should do this." And I was like, you know what, man? I ignored all of them. I didn't respond to any of them. I deleted the message. I didn't say anything negative back. I didn't give a reason because I don't.
You don't owe a reason.
I don't
to
owe
anyone.
anybody.
Yeah.
Very smart.
First of all, there's a thing in my DMs, like, dude, it's insane. There's so many messages in there. People DM me constantly all day. Not that I'm anybody, it's because they want to show and they want to share and they want to do.
It was a Spartacus moment.
And so what it is, I don't have the mental bandwidth to deal with anything other than what I have going on in my life, and that's just from the day to day. If I don't want to answer your DM because if you want to talk about politics or you want to talk about a conspiracy or a meme,
it's like someone forcing you to say what Democrat or Republican.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. That's not what your meme page is about. I get it.
Yeah, yeah, and
much respect.
Yeah, and it say, hey, you know what? I don't have the bandwidth in my mind to answer a question every day, or get pestered every day,
or make the right choice,
or a right choice of their liking or my liking. Listen, what I want to do is I want to provide some entertainment. Not only for you, but it's for me first. If I find this shit funny, I'm gonna post it.
Yeah.
If I don't, I care if you like it.
If
I
it's
do.
funny to you, you're gonna post it. It doesn't have to be funny. To
Yeah, because I want the shit to grow. I want to make people laugh,
but
because that's what I do.
Have an audience.
Yeah.
To entertain.
Yes.
Right. That's what I mean by you had a Drew Brees moment.
Yeah.
So what I mean by that, you get it. So Drew Brees is his own individual, but he's also Drew Brees Incorporated.
Yeah.
You dig? He's not just your name. You aren't own. He doesn't own his name. His name is on jerseys.
Yeah.
His name is adjacent to team.
Mm-hmm.
His name is adjacent to an organization.
Right.
His name is adjacent to everything that a quarterback in the NFL. It's why what's his name went to jail for fighting dogs, and that's like fighting roosters.
Well, that makes sense because the people that he works for, and say the people that I work for, they watch everything that you do. And these guys that I work for, like, they watch everything that I do.
And no matter what you think your freedom is, and this is how I want to always be. I don't ever want to have someone give me a call and say, "Hey, what's up? Love you to death, but you're fucking up the brand.
Yeah,
you're fucking up.
Yeah,
I want to be able to.
I have those. I have
Chappelle and be like, catch you in Zimbabwe, motherfucker.
I have
you know
those talks with myself, though.
Yeah, like I don't ever want to be like. I'll dabble in that world, but I'm always gonna have one foot in, one foot out. You know what I mean? Like my freedom means too much to me.
And the guilt was going around for influencers, and I'm not any of these. By all means, don't get me wrong. This is not. I'm not a pretentious fuck like that. It was like, hey, you guys are pieces of shit because you think that posting a black box is gonna ruin your brand aesthetic and bullshit like this. I said, this is the most backhanded fucking ball washing.
It's bullying.
Bullying,
suggestive
ever.
Yeah.
This is the kind of things that I hate about living in today's world.
Don't hate it.
No. Yeah, I hate it. I hate it. I know. I hate it.
And this is how,
because people expect you, Travis, expect me to give.
Anyone that knows me knows that if I didn't post shit, I wouldn't have gotten one fucking DM. Not even one.
Right.
Because they already know.
Right.
You know what I mean? They like don't even come at me sideways like that, because I'll put you on blast on social media. My whole point is to go back to what we were talking about. I don't want to lose my freedom to be able to post whatever I want. I don't want to be bullied into any situation. Yeah. But the one thing that I thought that was beautiful about this was being torn down by people's judgment. Who cares what you think I should post?
Right.
That's why I like the dude, Derek Gracie. Like, I love the guy. He's a little rough for me.
Yeah.
But I love his pure momentum towards helping black people. Like, that's the only part I love. I don't like the tattoos. I don't like the weapons. I don't like the fact that he's teaching his 6-year-old to, load a Uzi. Like, I don't really like that. But that's your
for them.
Child.
That's for them.
I'm not going to teach you how to raise your child. But one thing I do respect about you is what I respect. You feel me?
Yeah.
there's a lot of people on social media that I saw that posted the black squares, didn't post the black squares. There's a lot of people that were making fun of it low key that I've unfollowed.
Yeah.
But I have no resentment in my heart for them. You know what I mean? It's just kind of like, okay, well, I didn't know that you felt this way. If I did, I wouldn't have even been following you.
And you want to know the fucked up thing is, even some people who I know that were playing the corporate game and say, hey, you know what? If I don't, I'm going to get a lot of shit. And if I do, I'm probably going to get a lot of shit.
You know who those people are? All those people that took those management positions thinking that they were going to take that easy ride up to success.
And that's all right.
You're lost.
For them, because when we go into their establishments or try and purchase them, get their services, like we already know the gig. We'll be like, you know what, man, this doesn't feel right.
And it was one day.
But that's what I'm saying. So even people got upset because
it was only one day. It was like a blackout week.
Yeah, some like, people they got upset because they didn't post like the link they wanted them to put in their bio with the fucking attached to that. I was like, dude, are you fucking kidding me? People are. This is how much people are deranged and expect. This is what I'm saying. They expect me to give them something
because they feel like they own you
for free. Yeah. They expect me to give
like they're paying you
my soul to them for free. Every time that I post something, I lose a little bit of myself. If that makes any sense.
That makes all the sense.
Because listen, I'm putting. I find this in my personality funny. Yeah. Or I find this in my personality on my heroes page touching to me, and it means something to me. Yeah. And so when I give it to you for free, or when I hit fucking share, it sends it to whoever, even though they don't like it. I know people watch it and people see it, and even though they say, fuck you. Yeah, you're telling you I don't like that post, then that's okay. Yeah. But don't expect anything. Don't expect anything else from me. Right. I'm not just gonna give you something that you think that I need to give you. That's fucking wrong, man.
And
it's fucking bullying.
I 100% agree.
And I want to tell all these people in my DMs to go suck suck your mom's dick. Seriously, because
why would their mom have a dick?
Because they're fucking you know the deal. You know the deal, Shunny.
Calm down to irate. Calm down to irate. Okay, listen. Let me break it down this way.
Yeah,
I have friends from all walks of life. Yeah, right. I know how complicated life can be. I know how complicated just family life can be. So I have a lot of friends that are direct relatives of police officers. I have a lot of friends that are married into a family of police officers. I get it. It's either them or us. That's the type of vibe they're on.
Yes.
I know a lot of women that date black men, and yet they still have police officers in their family. It's a very hard tug-of-war battle. Yeah. Do I post this and be outcasted or looked a certain way by my own family members because I feel like I'm not, you know what I mean? That's why I hate the sides thing.
That's the thing. So that's the problem with even so now it has a name. Yeah. Before it was like they'll fucking they'll shame you and your family. Be like, we don't talk to him. Yeah. And now it's called fucking cancel culture. Fuck you and your cancel culture, and I'll go to my family and say, hey, if you have a problem, then you tell me yourself to fuck off. And you know what? I respect you all the more.
That's why you can't do the black and white thing. When we have these conversations,
that's what I'm saying. And I'm because I don't see it like that. I
live in a gray area.
Yeah,
you have to, because that's life.
My life has always been a circle. It's never been a square. It's always like everybody's interacting with everybody. We all share the same shit. There's no sides. You can't hide around the corner. And everybody say, hey, we're in a fucking circle together. We have to make it work. Otherwise, no one's gonna live.
Right. And I said all that just to say that I get it. I don't have any anger towards someone posting a positive police video. I don't have any anger of that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know that your dad took 6 bullets because he didn't want to shoot the guy he was trying to arrest. Right. You know what I mean? Right. I don't know that your grandfather jumped in front of a car to save a little black girl. Like, I don't know that. Yeah. You know what I mean? Lil Wayne says that one of the most praised people praises the cop that saved his life when he had shot himself. You know what I mean? Like, gangsters like police. Like, they respect them in a way. Yeah. You know what I mean? They respect the game. They know they're out there doing the bullshit. Yeah. But it's a game.
Because they're one of a like the majority.
They're gangsters too.
No, if you really think about it, some of the deepest relationships on the planet are with enemies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've mentioned this before. Like, enemies aren't always
like Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Enemies?
I have no part
in
that comment whatsoever. Anyways, what? Anyway, so my whole point is, like, where did we lose the compassion to understand that even though you disagree with the person sitting across the table from you, doesn't mean you have to bash them over the head and not have any communication. Well, that's the problem.
That's the entitled generation. So everything that has been worked for.
Entitled generation.
Yeah.
Okay.
So your parents.
Yeah.
Your parents, my parents, your mom, whoever brought you to a point where you had to understand. They made you understand the struggle of what was going on. From their
perspective.
Three quarters. We learned 3/4 of it. The other quarter was just between.
Some people learn
between
like
them.
50-50. But you're making a good point. Yeah.
And we had to see, because we were involved. And it's not like that with everybody, of course. But we understand and be like, fuck, man. Like, they made a lot of sacrifices. Some people nowadays are the entitled people that just wanted that assistant hipster management position at
Starbucks.
Starbucks or something like that. This is all they want to do, because you know what, Starbucks pays them $20 an hour. They don't have to do anything. They live in low rent areas that are gentrified, and everyone's kind of doing the same thing. And say, hey, you know what, no, this is our hard work. Be like, no, bitch, you don't know how to fix a carburetor. You don't know how to change your brakes. You don't know how to comb your hair. You don't know how to do this. You don't know how to do this. My grandfather cobbled shoes. He, he used to walk in the snow to school, that kind of thing. They'll never know anything, which is okay. But once you turn the switch too far, it's like, hey, that means that I don't give a fuck about what my grandpa did and how I was brought up. All I know that is I'm here. And now I'm gonna make a difference in my neighborhood. Like, no, bro, you're not. Like, you're not gonna make a difference that way.
Not the kind of difference that the old school used to.
Yeah. So what it is now is like, no, I can pick up a fucking bottle, I can put something in it and toss it and throw and burn your house down, instead of saying, hey, you know what? Let me go knock at the door and let's talk about this. I don't like that you have the American flag out there, to be honest.
Right.
Instead of burning your house down, I think I'd want to talk to you about it.
Talk it out,
Or why is the California flag upside down? Do you have a problem with California? And so it's all about
stress.
It does. It's all about education and
did this happen? I heard someone's house got burned down.
Yeah, I'm sure.
No, like a child almost died.
I'm sure it's happened. I'm sure, but this is the kind of thing. Like, instead of how do you say, like, understanding and recognizing all the hard work that went into bringing you into this world,
right?
Your reaction to throw a rock or to fucking tell a cop to go
premature and childish.
Fuck his mom, like, dude, come on. That's.
Okay, so this is what I wanted to get into, and I want to hear all of your opinions about
this.
Oh
my God. You gonna take a shot, Chico?
No.
We had some fader. Why? No, you said you can take some shots, homie.
He's on a mission.
Possibly.
So that's a no.
See that? I'm good.
Okay,
that's the universal sign.
I was bringing up the being able to tell or to understand both sides of the social media perspective when people post like the black screen or people post, good police. But I recently heard a very good explanation to the whole theory of good cops. It was
Hotep Jesus.
Huh?
No? Okay.
That one too, yeah.
I love that guy.
Yeah, I don't know who that is. Who is that?
Good guy. Hotep Jesus. You guys should follow his shit.
I think I will.
He's very smart.
I've been getting a lot of recommendations for like different podcasts. And just
it's a podcast or it's a
No, he's on Instagram and Twitter a lot.
Yeah.
He's a very smart guy. What do they say? He's very well spoken.
Oh.
Jesus Christ. Anyways, I love that. Very well spoken.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like that.
What's funny is when I hear that, like
it's so condescending. It's so condescending. And when people say that like on TV and shit, I'm like, dude, you guys, did you really say that shit? You can't say that anymore.
I'm not even affected by it.
I know, but you can't say that.
But I get.
First of all, it doesn't matter because they just sound like a fucking fool. That's all.
But you know what's funny? The reason why it hits different for me is because, like, a lot of times the first person that hit me with that joke wasn't even another race. It was my own race. You know what I mean? It was like, damn, why you talk like that? Like, what?
Like, dang.
Pronunciate?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Or like,
complete sentences?
Dictate, like, what the fuck? What do you mean? Why? Like, it just blows me away. It really does blow me away. But I get it. There's a lot of pride in the slang and all that. And, it was whatever. Live your life how you want.
It's the whole thing. I get
Don't let nobody control you, even your own people. But my point is, the reason why I wanted to point out the different perspectives of social media is because when did we become a society that didn't allow different perspectives to even exist? Like, who gives a fuck? Like
what?
if you like,
what do you mean?
So one person's posting on their page all blacked out picture, like something like that. But one person's posting good cop. You know, we should stand up for our police officers. They're two different issues. They're two different perspectives.
Yeah.
They don't even live in the same parallel universe.
Yeah.
The only time they collide is when there's a injustice that happens.
Yeah.
So
sure.
you know what I'm saying? And then they're like, well, not all cops are bad. This guy from I think it was the black guy from TMZ that got fired for being a little too touchy-feely, I think.
Oh, dang.
I don't know what happened with that situation, but I guess he was too aggressive.
Oh, that guy?
No, the guy that was too aggressive with it. You know, we go like this.
Yeah.
He did that to somebody, and they were like,
that was
he
too
felt
much?
uncomfortable.
Oh, they felt...
He pulled the Karen. Anyways, nobody's
Jesus.
calling him out for it, but he basically pulled
the black
bitch
dude
ass
pulled
Karen.
the Karen?
No, the guy that he touched.
Oh, yeah.
He was like one of those, like, he was frustrated
much.
in a conversation, and he touched him. So the guy
gave him a
like
grip on the shoulder harder than expected.
he felt threatened or whatever.
Yeah,
Anyways, I don't even want to get into that. It's hilarious.
Ridiculous.
But he pointed out something that was so perfect. He said,
so not the guy with the dreads.
not the guy.
Okay.
That guy's like part owner. Remember we saw him in Venice? He was walking
Did
at
we?
one of those festivals.
My
or
homie
something?
got fired from TMZ.
Oh,
Who didn't get fired from TMZ?
Well, he
Anyways.
was one of the ones that started that shit.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Fucked up.
That's fucked up. Why'd he get fired? Was it the one jerking off in the bathroom?
Wow.
Pee Wee Herman?
Pee Wee Herman?
No, anyways, okay, so this is my point. It's real quick.
Okay, please.
No, so he said you have 13 cops, right?
Yeah. Is this a riddle?
12 of no.
Okay.
I'm going to give you an answer sheet at the end. He said 12 of them have never done anything to anyone. They're great cops. They save lives. They pulled the cat out of the tree. They're fucking stand up, the people you want to come save you. But one of them is molesting a child. Everyone knows it.
It's opposite ends, yeah.
You know, literally everyone knows it. Everyone knows this one cop
that's
been
his
rumored
MO.
that he's molested, but no one says anything. How many good cops do you have out of those 13?
Oh, yeah. Exactly.
He broke that down, and that's what's going on. You can have 1,000 fucking cops that are excellent, but that one killed someone 3 summers ago. Everyone knew he was wrong.
Yeah.
But we all want those considerations just in case we fucked up.
Yeah. It's like when you order chicken nuggets and like eating it, you get that one with the fucking cartilage in it. You're like, oh, fuck.
Ruins the whole meal.
You're like, damn, that shit
or you
was
get that
whack as
one with
fuck.
the little rat tail in it. It's like,
that's a
shit.
wider perspective.
And then
it really is.
And then you go like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll probably order them again.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to McDonald's tomorrow.
Yeah.
I really like those first 9 nuggets.
No. That's what we've been doing. We've been washing the bad cop under the rug with the good cops that are still out there.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like once he said that, I was like, that's it. That's what people. It's not that we hate all cops.
It's always been like that.
It's not that we hate all like. It's always been like that, but that's the issue.
Yeah.
Everyone says it's always been like
that's
that.
the thing.
Why
It's
fix it? If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
But it's not gonna change, dude.
But it will.
Oof.
It will.
Oof.
It will.
Oof.
This is how it will change.
Big oof.
So this is how it will change. Okay. So
I hope everybody's
thought
listening
about
to
it
this
from
shit because if this is the answer right here,
this is the answer.
we don't have to do any more shows.
Nope. This is the answer. No, we're gonna keep going, baby. This is the answer. So you think about how good parents, how they parent children, right? So
quote unquote good parents.
Good parents. I always love
they
those.
drink and smoke.
I always love those parents that spread the punishment evenly across the board. So let's say that you got 4 boys. They're upstairs jumping around.
Yeah.
Really, only 3 of them are. But the punishment always gets spread out to all of them.
Yeah.
You weren't jumping around.
But you're here.
What were you doing when they were fucking shit up?
Yeah.
You didn't come downstairs and tell us that, hey, they're fucking it up.
Yeah.
That's good parenting. We need to apply that same process to the police force.
That's cool.
It's a common sense answer to me.
Tear gas them all.
All right, let's say.
But I'm glad you didn't say.
But
what
it's
you
not
were
gonna.
thinking.
It's not gonna happen.
You
What?
clean that dough.
What was I gonna say? What was I gonna
Whatever.
say?
I know you.
That's not gonna happen at all.
Stupid. What's up? It's not. You say it's not gonna happen, but the way this is how I know it will happen.
Law and order, baby.
Bingo. The slickest criminals on the planet Earth are people in Congress and politics.
Of course.
They don't say what they're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
They say what should happen and what they're only able to do.
Yeah.
But then it slowly gets implemented. That's how you change it.
Mm-hmm.
You change one thing that's significant enough. Like the body cams. Okay, you can cheat on those, but that was the first move.
Yeah.
Second move is take away the comfort that the police officers have.
Well, it's
when
just
they do
basic
something bad,
Hitler
they know
knowledge.
that, well, I'm most likely going to get off of it. So they're more prone to make bad decisions.
Yeah.
When you take away that, when you're playing Super Mario, when you got infinity lives, you're going to make those stupid jumps.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're gonna do these stupid. No, seriously.
Yeah.
You're gonna do it because you have infinity lives.
Yeah.
Take away them infinity lives.
Yeah.
Give them 3 or 4.
Yeah.
3 strikes, 2 strikes,
Yeah.
4 strikes.
Pension.
That's how you change it.
Taken out.
Pension. Hit them where it
Deducted
hurts.
every
Every
bullet,
every place,
Every
every
bullet.
10 Gs,
educational system,
Fine.
every business,
unauthorized bullet or whatever.
every corporate has rules. You fuck up too many times, they're gonna get your ass. They're gonna start hitting you with the warnings and you lose your job. Or they're gonna start hitting you with this and then you get the fines. That's how you control anything, anywhere on a planet, whether it's China, whether it's Russia, whether it's Germany, whether it's Bangladesh, whether it's anywhere. You hit them where it hurts in the pocket, and they will stop fucking up.
Yeah.
I guarantee you.
Yeah.
There's no reason a squad of trained officers should be able to go into your house.
Yeah.
Not anyone else's house, your house, and say, oops, my bad.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I know you were defending your house, but do you know who we are?
Yeah.
We're the motherfucking police.
Well,
you don't
that's-
shoot at the police.
Well, that's
Come with us, sir.
Yeah.
You think you free in this bitch?
Yeah.
No, you don't shoot at me. I run this shit.
Yeah.
Shoot program. You know what I mean? Like, that's the type of officers that we're allowing to go through. Like, think about it.
Yeah.
Take training day and replace it with a white dude.
Yeah.
That's what's going on today,
Yeah.
right now. That shit is
It'll
real.
be called HR Day. So you hit them in the pocketbook, right? And then
That's
you
where most people change.
But if you knock them down, keep taking it out of their pocket, then they're back in the streets.
Then they're gone.
Well, then they're back in the streets with us. You know what I mean?
Okay.
With the regular ones.
And guess what? The good officers that
Exactly.
survive get to check them.
Exactly.
And then it all works.
Yeah. It's a bunch. It's a big old humble pie stew.
Hey. I
Oh
like
yeah.
humble
Oh
pie.
yeah. Humble
Hey,
pie
I
for
like
sure,
humble
dude.
pie.
I like humble pie too.
Worked
Yeah.
in
It's
London.
a little salty.
It's gonna
London doesn't even carry
Yeah,
in
it's gonna
England. They
humble
don't
real
even
quick.
carry guns.
Body
How you
body
think that
cams
works?
or body cams.
Yeah, but how you think that works?
I don't know.
They're
What you
fine.
gonna do? Stab up your suspect? Come on, man.
Yeah.
There's more ways. There's more than one way to skin a cat. People say, "Oh, that won't work. That won't work." Bro,
We
we're
don't
all
know.
humans.
We don't know still, Trev.
Yeah,
we
but
don't know that's
no,
we
we-
don't know that's gonna happen.
Okay, so the
What?
scientific
What's that?
method is
The police being not corrupt by taking their money or whatever.
Oh yeah.
no.
You
There's
take
always
one-
going to be corruption. The level of corruption.
Oh,
is what
level's
I'm saying.
different. I thought you said because you said it was gonna be
So
fixed. You said it was
Well,
gonna
yeah,
be fixed.
the certain.
But now you're
issues
saying
that,
it's the level of
And
the
that's
fixing.
the show.
well, you took it one way.
Oh, I just heard what you said. That's all.
No, but okay. Well, tell me what I said.
No,
And,
I don't want to. I don't really
okay.
want to talk
Well,
about.
I'm saying it will be
this
fixed,
anymore.
but nothing will ever be fixed 100%.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's when you said
Exactly.
Yeah,
that. I was.
but I'm referring to this situation. Someone dying in the street with someone's knee in their neck for about 10 minutes. I'm referring to this situation, not every situation.
We were
like
talking
this
about. I could have sworn we were talking about all.
Bad police.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah,
talking
Yeah,
about.
but I'm referring to these bad police.
Oh, I got you. I
Yeah,
got you.
But
Okay.
not like that's like saying that I'm taking. This is how you take all evil away from the world. That's not possible. It's always going to be a 50-50 balance. Evil never is going to go away. Because someone who's good, their whole life could turn evil overnight over a girlfriend dispute.
Yep.
You know what I mean? There's good people that had never done anything in their life, and then all of a sudden they get played out.
That's true.
Because the reality comes crashing, and now they want to kill 2 people.
You guys want to hear a story?
And the neighbors are like, that was a good guy.
You guys want to hear a story in regards to that?
Yeah.
So when I was, I don't know, maybe 22 or 3.
So 22 years.
It was I had a friend with Mike, my cousin. It was a friend of ours. It was his friend from school, but he ended up being my friend. And this guy was an Asian guy, super smart. He went to.
Was he good in math?
He was good in math. He went to my school.
Is that what you meant by super smart?
Well, I already said he was Asian, so come on.
Sorry.
That's automatic.
So he started his own business, right? Yeah. Right out of high school, maybe like 2 years out. Like he was already one of the. What he did marketing for companies.
Oh,
he would say, "Hey, there's a company like that does something that you're doing.
Yeah.
So let's do this, and we'll cut him out and we'll put you on the internet." So he was one of those little startup deals. It was brilliant. He was making a lot of money, and so he still had a. He was like the nicest, sweetest guy you'll ever meet. He give you cash, like, hey man, like, what do you guys want? Like he had so much to give.
Oh, okay.
He wasn't selfish. He was just the sweetest guy, the nicest guy.
He was a giving person,
And so like you'll never know who Sometimes you just run into those people. He was one of those people that. But anyways, he still had a girlfriend in high school, so she was probably 17 or so, and he was probably like 19.
Okay.
But
oh shit.
So they ended up breaking up.
Okay.
And so anyway, one day he went back to the school and he went to go find the girl and the boyfriend, and
the new boyfriend.
Yeah, to go kill him because he was so hurt. And of course he had bought a gun because it was just something that he could buy.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't have it, and no malice in his heart. It was something he had bought before a long time ago.
Right.
And he actually went back to the school and he shot the girl on campus, and then he ended up shooting himself on the campus. So you never know.
Suicide.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
On some Romeo and Juliet shit.
But he was the sweetest guy that you.
He flipped.
He flipped. There was no idea that like when I heard this, I was like I felt like a cold chill.
Everyone.
But I felt a cold chill.
What?
That's in everyone.
Yeah, no. I get it. It could happen, and it's like, wait, where's my gun at?
But super.
It flipped. It like you're saying. It's you never know.
It's in every single person.
You never know.
That's why I always leave that. Like no one's.
His name was Sean, by the way.
Sean.
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
Then no one's ever so good that you're the rightest person.
Oh,
never ever.
Yeah.
And when I run into a person that is doing something bad, I never see them for that bad that they're doing. I always see them for I have an issue, and it's an issue for a lot of people that know me.
Yeah.
But I have an issue with giving someone the benefit of the doubt before they earned it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I love to give someone the benefit of
the doubt. But that's good too.
Well, that's a tester too for your friendship. You know what I mean? You have to do.
Me,
those
I
things.
give people benefit.
Yeah,
of I don't really care. Like if they don't pay me back, who cares, dude? Like,
did he do that? Do you know him?
Yeah.
Oh well.
If it comes,
that serious?
If it comes back and he keeps doing the same thing,
right?
Okay.
Then you know how to approach it, and you can move accordingly.
Well, then you know he's the rotten one, and just
exactly.
But like a lot of people I know, they've been hurt one time. And they don't trust anyone anymore. It's like, damn, how do you live like that?
Well, that's that guy. That's what happened to him.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. People are passionate. If you're that good, you're more prone to do that than anyone else.
True.
You know what I mean? If you're that loving and giving, the first time you get burnt will hurt the most.
Oh, I hear what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because
you got to be on the other side to understand how someone could do it.
Maybe he just expected it back the same way. And
he probably thought, oh, we're gonna get married.
Yeah, absolutely.
Some naive shit.
Absolutely.
And like didn't know the game, and you know what I mean? It's like, yo, people aren't the same people 4 or 5 years. Every 4 or 5 years, they turn into different people based on what they go through. So, I don't know. I thought from what I'm seeing right now, I love that a lot of young people are able to see the positivity in what's going on, and there's a lot of older people that can only see the negative.
Yeah,
that's kind of what I'm seeing right now.
I think
it's an age generation.
Yeah,
thing.
and I think for like, I'll speak for myself. I might speak for my brother too. And,
whoa.
Wow.
I'm gonna speak for
If
him.
it's good,
Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna speak for him.
If it's
No, I
good.
think that we're only as
Hand in his
good.
back.
We're only as good as our last reaction to, or the reaction to our last crisis. You know what I mean?
I'm sorry.
Fuck you guys.
Don't get mad, man. Don't get mad. He should have mouthed it.
That's fucked up.
I know, no. I don't have a lot of hate.
But you
like,
didn't hear what I said.
You stopped talking.
I said what I had to say. You guys didn't hear me.
Oh, now you're gonna pull that.
No, because it was
I thought you were
important.
gonna keep going.
No, it was important.
Oh.
Okay,
It was
go ahead.
important. I said, listen, when I can speak for my brother, I said, listen, and myself, I said, we're only as good as our reaction to our last crisis. You know what I mean?
Ooh,
And I think
yeah.
that kind of sets the bar
Yeah.
for the next thing and
Yeah,
the next
you
thing.
think so?
And then, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
What if that was like a blow up? Like, oh, I shouldn't have done that.
No,
And you
no, no.
never do it again. you
But
know?
I'm saying, the example.
So are you saying that should lead to a better reaction to the next crisis?
Well, I definitely learned from it. I definitely
Yeah.
learned from my dad passing away.
Yeah.
That's for fucking sure.
Yeah.
And I know it didn't. I wasn't okay with it,
Yeah.
but I had to react in a way that would be beneficial and not. Listen, let's keep it honest. Like I almost killed myself, to be honest,
Yeah.
and I don't think I'd ever do that again.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
but I did learn from it, and I'm still here.
Lesson.
Yeah,
It's a heavy
absolutely.
lesson.
Yeah. But I think we're only as good as the reaction to our last crisis,
Yeah.
and I think
Yeah.
it's a good lesson to be
You
learned.
never know how certain things are going to hit you. You can't prepare for that.
It could be the
because it
weirdest thing. It could be the
pulls-
oddest thing.
Yeah, very
You know
true.
what's odd?
Like
I have a
it could be
cousin-
like someone that is never around. You're like, oh, bro, like, why is that guy so
Bro,
hurt?
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't cry a lot, right? It's just like I can count on one hand.
That's
how many
why.
times
That's
I've
why you
cried.
got them Jordan eyes, bro. Let it out.
Yeah, exactly.
You got a teardrop right here.
Yeah. No, but I
Hey,
have
man,
a cousin.
You dunk your eyes in Hennessy before you go to sleep.
Like,
No, I just drink Hennessy before I come over here. So I have a cousin in Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no longer.
Suffolk.
Huh? Suffolk. Yeah.
Dang, on the map.
On the
Yeah.
map. On the
So-
map.
I literally have only interacted with her 6-7 times in my life, but every interaction was
Solid.
the most purest. She didn't know me from a fucking shoe that was hanging from a fucking cable line, and we weren't even like blood like that. It was through like my stepdad. But the way she treated me every single time she saw me was an amount of love that you give. If she gave that love to everybody, which I think she did, because it really affected a lot of people when she passed.
Damn.
Bro, I was bawling in bed.
See, like, that's
And
a
it was
perfect
just
example.
a cousin that wasn't even like a cousin. You know
It
what
wasn't
I
your
mean?
tightest homie
It was-
cousin
and the
or
reason why
like
I
your
was
brother.
bawling
Like,
It's because
Damn.
the last time I met her, I was so faded, so drunk. I couldn't give her the love that she gave me all those times. And it was almost like a, hey, how you doing? You know, like I was so faded. It was a celebration. It was a part. Like I felt bad that I couldn't. And that was my last memory
Yeah.
of her.
Yeah.
And imagine if you met someone in life and you interacted with just a few times.
Yeah.
How cold are you to know that they passed away and you couldn't give them a good part of you?
Yeah.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
even a hug, just a good part
yeah.
of you. You know what I mean?
She was love into half Travis.
Exactly. She was so able and so willing to give that to everybody and to just like for free. She didn't want nothing back. There's a lot of people out there like they don't want anything back.
True.
Whether it be them not loving themselves or them just being generous, whatever it is. Like there's a issue with that I have, and I've been through that one time, and it was almost like the last time I saw her, like I knew how significant that moment was.
Yeah.
Like even that night when I walked away, I was like, damn, like she's probably one of my favorite.
I
The
get
whole
that.
state. You dig?
Yeah.
Of the whole state, and I couldn't let her know that. So I feel like a lot of people need to go back to valuing just human life.
Absolutely.
In general.
Absolutely.
Because we're mute and numb to human life now.
Mm-hmm.
You know
You're
what I
right.
mean?
You're right.
We're like Killer Mike said, we're watching this shit like murder porn.
Mm-hmm.
Like what?
Well,
Like,
that's the thing
what?
too. Beyond that, let's
Right,
let's
that's-
yeah.
let's twist it in the positive because
Right.
it's like when you text somebody or if someone sends you a DM, like, or you
Why
say
is that the preferred method now?
well, that's not. But let me finish. When you DM someone in the most sincerest thing, say, "Hey, man, like I thought this was really funny." They read it
in their
tone, or they've never met you. They don't know how you talk, how you act, what your personality is.
Whatever's going on in their head.
Yeah.
They could have you in the worst
Yeah.
way.
And that's what I think. What we need to do, we need to bring it back to the people who are closest to us now, because we know 500, 600, 1,000 people on our social medias that we don't even see. You know, and why can't we bring it back to us 3, us 4, us 5, and just keep it real, and then
just value the people that value you.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Those messages of people, hey, how
if
you doing?
if we keep understanding that and keep in the back of our mind, or in the front, in the forefront of our mind, and say, hey, man, listen, we need to show each other love, because the times are dire. And say, hey, this is all we got, to be honest with you. Like, if there's anything that went down, we're going to have to stick together. If there's something that I needed, I'd be like, Christian, damn, man, like, yo, I need some toilet paper or something, bro. Like, or Travis, I need some
bullets.
Yeah. And I know that I can count on you guys. And same here. Like, if you find whatever here you want, just don't take it yet, but just let me know.
I'm looking.
Let me know if you.
But you know what I'm saying.
No, I feel you.
But
it just needs to go back to that. Like it's been built into our culture that it's like soft.
Yeah.
To be loving.
Right. Exactly.
That's whack.
And here's one of those things that is taken away from that. All these masks.
Yeah.
Fuck that shit. Take the mask off. Take the fucking Sharia law off. Right. They don't want you to have a fucking face. They don't want you to see the emotions and the fucking love in someone's eyes. They don't want. They want to muzzle your fucking shit so you can't say, "Hey, this is my smile. This is who I am." Listen, it's true, man. It's true.
You know what happened to me? No homo whatsoever.
Jesus.
You sure?
No.
You said it kind of like
you sure?
Because
you're like,
I could have took it that
Let
way
me hear what you gotta say. I love it.
Hear me out.
Hold on.
I went to.
Please tell me the
I
story.
went to the bar the other day, right? And
it
was a guy. And I walked into the bar.
The gay bar?
No, so I don't go to fucking. What?
No, but I think okay.
Oh, your picture's still on the wall, by the way.
So you were there.
I knew it.
No, but I walked into the bar and this guy told me something. And if I was insecure, and like just
in your masculinity, masculinity,
he told me. He said, "Hey, what's up, man? You have a great smile. You made me want to smile when you walked."
That's what I'm saying,
bro. I was like, "Thank you." You know what I mean? Like that was the most. He was a little drunk.
That's
but
okay.
That was the most genuine compliment
that's you made it.
Give a person.
You made a human.
Why is that strange? You get what I'm saying?
You made a human connection. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And don't miss out on that because they're telling you what to do.
That was the first thing on his mind. You could tell he hadn't been out in forever. He wanted to give me a compliment because I was the only black person there.
It is.
But it doesn't matter. It was like, yo, that's something positive.
Yeah.
If you said it with no weirdness in intent, I'm gonna react in a positive
sincerely,
way.
just
like sincerely, like legit.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? I was like, okay, well, what's wrong with that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now, if you start toe tapping me in a restroom, then we got an issue. You know what I mean? Like, for real.
So don't lose the human interaction. Don't lose the social distance. Throw this shit out the window.
Like,
it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Like,
you know how nerds became cool in high school?
Nerds?
They
did they did my homework for geometry and algebra too.
No, but like we should make it a point
for free
to make just spreading love.
Yeah, man.
Kindness
I agree.
Cool again.
Yeah.
Like, what's wrong with
I had to sit with him at lunch, so fuck.
It's not even whack. That's the thing. Like it's always been like for us.
It's a
you know what I mean?
street.
It's like God. Then you go good, evil. What are you?
But that over masculine type of let me get you before you get me type thing. That's out the door.
Yeah.
Like it's like we're fucked on so many levels.
Yeah.
Planet wise, human wise.
Yeah. So don't fuck the ones that are closest to you.
Exactly.
We need each other. We need Travis. Exactly. I need you, bro. Christian, I need you. I need you guys more now.
We need information. We need kindness. We need.
I need
love.
you guys more now than I ever did before. Than I did last week and last show.
I feel you.
Seriously.
I feel you.
And I think that we should end with this because we're gonna hit.
It's on a positive.
Yeah, for sure. But listen, Travis,
note.
I love you.
Love you too.
Christian, I love you with all my heart. You know that.
I love you too. Yes.
Yellow's the color. I love the color.
Yeah.
When you pulled up, I was like, he's in a good
Latin
mood.
Kings.
Trying something new.
Oh my fucking god.
That's it. Oh, what? I thought we can't get away from anything. Oh, dang.
Sometimes you should not say what's on here.
No, but then you got to say, well, let me tell you about the Latin Kings.
Well, I mean, there is something going down with Latin Kings. Anyways, let's cut it. Yeah, for real.
They're still around.
Yeah, they're stopping people from looting their fucking city.
Oh my god.
Perfect.
Okay. Is their city?
Yeah, their city.
That could be contested.
That was a quote unquote.
Yeah.
That's okay. But we all know whose city
There's
it is.
A lot of
De Blasio's.
The what?
Exactly.
Oh, you're
Fuck
tripping,
that motherfucker.
Bro. You do know it's the East Coast, right?
Yeah.
You're surrounded by three. I'm not going to get into this gang warfare.
Dang, you almost took the bait.
Anyways, listen, ladies and gentlemen, we love you.
Yes.
And we love.
We
love who you love.
Some love.
You know what? You know the whole pay it forward thing?
Yeah.
If you're out there, give one fucking compliment a day. It'll change your fucking life.
How about this? Take your mask off when you're in public.
See, you're trying to kill people.
No, come on. The scamdemic's fucking up. The jig is up. Show your fucking teeth. Give a little wink.
Yeah.
You know
don't hide your beard.
Don't. Yeah. That's it. And say what's
just
up.
Continue to show some love.
Yeah, that's it. There we go.
Yeah.
But
I think we could show some the way that we wanted to be.
Yeah.
We're gonna be showing love, right?
Oh.
We're gonna try to go out and record at local spots to be.
Yeah, absolutely. There we go.
This is kind of a big deal, I guess. Like when we go over there, cross promote with the account, boost up their customers, our listeners.
Yeah.
And there's no money exchange or anything. It's just a straight
GP
honor system, barter system, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Start there, and then hopefully it goes well for all of us. Or that's spreading.
It has to go well.
That's.
Yeah. No, we're good. Yeah, dude, please, we need it. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. We have to start with ourselves first, because otherwise, no one's gonna see it. No one can see your beautiful smile, Travis. I mean, listen, very bright, very bright. Do you use Colgate? What? Crest, Colgate.
My trick is actually
baking soda.
There we go.
I knew it. I should have called it. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let's get out of here. Let's have a good night. We'll see you